head, and I walk, and I was over.
Okay. I will need to leave at
And
10:15. I will need to leave at
um,
10:15. But until then, we got the time.
I mean, that should get us through a good majority of hell.
If not the entire thing.
Hmm. To the rain, watch it fall as I call your name. And if the time of the bird is screaming out your name, your name. Forever, you and me, and nothing gets better. Side to you that I never knew all the pain. You say they were over true, never true, all the same. You say they were always win. Higher to the rain, it's all as I touch your name.
Hello. Hello.
Chat, we're all in
Understand
pain.
that.
We're all in. I'm muting us on the stream, but yeah, we're all in pain basically.
Yeah, hi chat. Welcome to Painesville. Population, it's us.
Yeah, population us.
We're fighting the 3 primevals as the 3 pain evils.
I got
It's
a
just-
headache and now my back hurts, and Grant's all back sore, and Velka's just pain in general.
Yeah,
I'm just butthurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
My neck, my back, my pussy, and my
Pussy
crack.
and my crack.
So yeah, and like for me, it's not even a fault of trying. I just want to I want to be able to sleep in and then, roll out of bed or sit up out of bed and not feel like my shoulders decided to tighten up. Ibuprofen for all. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't take the ibuprofen. That's the one thing I forgot to take.
Yeah. I took my ibuprofen and my Panamadol, so I'm all good.
I'm already on codeine. What do you want from me?
Oh,
Cocaine?
No, codeine.
codeine. It's
Cocaine.
very strong.
It's a step below morphine.
Cocaine?
No, that's for the toast.
Okay. That is just a terrible statue location.
Give me codeine for my back, steroids for my rash, and I'll turn into a sexual tyrannosaurus.
I know some of those words.
Have you seen Predator?
No.
All right. So, Jesse Ventura, ex-WWE star, ex-governor, or maybe he's current governor of Minnesota, was in the film Predator. And
Yar.
I shared this link before in the past. Let me see if I sent it to Cap. No, I didn't send it to Cap. Oh no, but I did probably send it into the Zebra streaming, didn't I? Yes, I did. So if you look in Zebra stream, actually, I'll just share it in your chat. Like, this man who has had, like, you know, great quotes about, like, you know, we shouldn't be sending our children to Vietnam, and, like, you know, really great speeches and such as the governor of California. That video popped up on my feed of, yes, the strong words of my Minnesota governor, and he just throws the F slur in there.
Football?
No, the rude one. And yeah, like, ow.
Football.
Football. But yeah, he like the 80s were a different time. I shared this to Cap, and Cap is like, you know, if it's funny, you should be able to do one slur in the quote.
I mean, yeah,
So,
at least one. You're allowed to get away with one.
Get away with one. Have you seen this code?
I have. I've watched all of the Predator movies.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Predator Badlands. That one I want to go through, personally speaking.
The only one I really couldn't watch. No, I'm not gonna finish that joke because like it's a terrible joke. Like it was in my head. I'm like, I'm about to say it out loud, but then like my brain goes, no, TOS.
My first thought is, oh yeah, like, you know, hi there, Capricious. Welcome.
Because the only thing I would tell you is that it was. The only thing I would tell you is that it was a joke that was made on a TikTok Vine of a kid dressed as a predator.
What's Mahuzi from Subway?
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Okay.
Like that's terrible. It's just like, oh yeah, like what do you know about Subway? And it's like, well, I know they got a sexual predator as their what's Mahuzi's?
Like, as their mascot.
As their mascot, exactly. It's like, how terrible does your reputation have to go where it's like, you know, that's the only thing?
Yeah, you know what's kind of funny? I've been playing through Diablo 2 on a Necromancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm level 21 and I'm still not up to Act 3, but yet my druid is level 25 and we're already at hell.
Oh, you guys are level 25. Oh.
What level are you? What did you do, Val?
I'm 27.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well, that's not too tough.
Alright, give me a sec. I'm just,
Might be.
Oh, look at that. You came up straight away on my thing, too.
Oh, there you are.
Alright, who wants to create the thing? Or is it
I'll create the thing, It will be him bros.
Kim Bros?
Alright. Is no longer available to... No, oh, I have to create the game, okay.
Yeah, create the game.
10...
I need one of those, shaky VTuber titty models.
Allow players on your friends list to join your thing directly. Okay. What? Okay, why is there a gem at the lobby?
A what?
What, like...
Click the gem.
Velk is saying click the gem. Why do I want to click the gem?
Click the gem.
I don't want to click the gem until you explain it to me. This isn't Final Fantasy XIV, where I'm going to have you, like, be able to just have me, like, you know, tank whatever the fuck we're doing. I'm not that kind of tank.
So apparently, this is the gem he's referring to, Chad. It's just...
So, yeah.
It's the gem.
All it's doing is saying activated, deactivated.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does. What did I do with this gem?
It was in the original Diablo 2 as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
It does nothing?
It does nothing.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Don't believe it then.
I say this as a former Blizzard employee. Oh shit, we have a former Blizzard employee. Hi there, Renee Zach. Welcome to the stream. I just realized I was hyper himbo thanks to Little Incineroars. They stole my shirt as well.
One of the nicest people I ever know. I swear they. Okay. Anyway, Grant, when you're ready for the thing, can you just did you send the password and everything?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna go back over to here so nobody sees me put in the password.
There we go. It was just there to mess with people. Why? Why does Blizzard
funny.
do this?
Because screw us.
Alrighty then. Let me move on over into the screen. Yo,
Hi,
Cap!
Cap.
What's up, gamers?
Alright, let me just pause the music in the background.
Not much. We're in hell, both
Yeah.
figuratively and literally.
Figuratively
I am-
and physically.
Yeah, I am drawing butts, and I came in because I like a bit of noise pollution when I draw.
Fair
I am
enough.
there.
You're one of my moderators,
Hang
so I'm totally fine with you being in the VC while we try and
Hang
get
on,
through
there's
this.
something. Is there something hanging off my bear's arm?
What?
That's an arrow. Isn't
it?
Hang on.
It looks like some sort of claw.
Oh, he's got
not
little
there.
ropes and stuff. Hey, hang on. Because like looking at the model, like, Craig, get out of the way. So like he's got like a vine around his chest and like a little. I wonder if that's got to do with the armor he's wearing.
No, it doesn't. That's just the model.
I've never noticed that on this version.
Oh,
Yeah, so we were already zoomed in. See F.
Hang on.
It's probably
Hello,
on the.
I got a follow. Who followed me? Super Base 88. Thank you for the follow.
All right.
It's probably on the front of the model as well.
So we got Val. We
Also,
got me.
I got a pair of boots called Sanders Rip Rap and a Gauntlet of Chance. Also, does this bow help you out in any way? The sharp short bow?
I can promise you my bow's better.
Okay.
I got that for you, Grant. So I thought you might check and see if that helps you at all.
Sorry. I tried raising my right arm to scratch the back of my head. Doesn't F zoom in? Oh yeah, it does.
It does.
For the longest
Chunky
time.
Bear playing Chunky Bear. I am. Well, I mean, I'm a chunky guy, but I wouldn't say I'm a chunky bear.
I lose out on my +1 to paladin skills.
Okay. Well, yeah, because if you lose to all paladin skills, then it might not be worth it. I just thought I'd double check. Vel, where's your sidekick dude? Have you resurrected him or?
Wait, hang on.
Oh, bring him back.
Well, you can just do that with Tyrael.
49 to 100.
Right, I
I'm
keep
here in
forgetting.
spirit,
Versus...
and only spirit.
I'm used to Tyrael not being able to do shit here.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Tyrael could always revive them.
Not in the original.
Oh,
No, I
what?
thought he could.
No, so without the expansion, he couldn't because mercenaries couldn't carry over.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because outside the expansion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I've yet to do? I have yet to. I've yet to have Chatri do the imbue any of my stuff. I'm waiting to find just a standard generic, like druid's helmet that has nothing on it that I can just take over and be like, here, imbue this.
Yeah.
I would recommend Diadem.
Did we
Me
need
when I'm-
other soul
me-
stones
me
or
when I'm telling
just
my-
Mephistos?
Me telling my
need-
friend
Sorry, you
what
first,
to
Cap?
do for crafters. I recommend Diadem.
Ugh. Ugh.
That was bad. That
I
was
couldn't
bad.
help them. Couldn't equip them. Couldn't revive them. Just fire and forget. Yeah. That
Oh.
Buster Nut. I need to turn that down a little bit. That Buster Nut is loud.
Yeah. But yeah, Soylent, the Sigarns, like, Velk found like 3 of the pieces. God damn it, Artemis. So, fuck my back.
And then I had the other few.
And then the other few, and then we faced off against Mephisto, and I was able to get, like, I think it was either the Sabbat or it was the gauges. I was able to finally get, like, so I have Sigon's completed set. So I have, like, all this other cool stuff. And then I just have, weirdly, Mirabraga's Rod.
Hey, Grant.
Hey, what's up?
I did imbue something with Charlesing.
What? Where?
It's yours.
I can't. Why am I struggling to pick it up? There we go. But then I lose the belt. I lose like the full thing.
It's up to you.
49 out of 108.
Hi, Mob. How you doing?
72 plus 1 to offensive auras. 43 to demons, increasing damage over 4 seconds.
Thank you for the hug. Yeah. So
So
I have a bit of a pack going on here, you know. I just wait until I get the bear.
I kind of
Oh,
want
but
to keep
also, who took my
Sigarn's
shit?
like full thing because like.
Damn it, Artemis! Hang on. Who just joined the channel?
What do you mean?
Okay, I had this weird thing just pop up in a text thing just then. Did anybody else see that?
No, it just says, you know, Velk join, code join.
No, I see it. What the hell is that?
Code is busy. Alright, let me have a look at Code's thing.
Yeah, some weird thing here.
Thankfully,
I think
Code is
just-
sharing their stream, so I can click on it. Oh, you're in, like,
I think-
the trade chat or something like that. Like, so, hit enter.
And see how in the top you got like, so someone has just sended you a direct message. Click on the little arrow, and then you should be able to
Hang on 1 second, I gotta
change it from
arrow.
like from all to like go to game.
Yeah, they just sent me a random one.
There you go.
Weird.
So yeah.
Look, that was just strange. Ignore it. Yeah, I know to ignore it.
I guess the market's kind of dead because, like, what is this? Diablo 2?
Yeah. Is there any
Uh,
way to delete that?
recently
Like,
played with who the fuck is
No.
Marathax?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, okay. Add friend.
okay, there we go. Anyway, that is, yeah, we have ignored that because, yeah, we don't need that shit in our lives.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
And I'm not stupid enough to click on links again.
Yeah. Well, for me, I am sticking to the Actually, hang on a second, because you gave me that thing. Bam. Drop this back on the ground. Yeah, because I like keeping the completed Sigorn set, but if there's like a cool amulet or a ring or a thingamadiggy, that would be cool.
That's all I got. All right,
Okay.
let's.
At some point, I need to change over to scale mail.
Read.
Let's adventure into hell! To hell!
To hell! Hang on. Prayer. Actually, no. Cleansing will be better because that still gives
Oh my god!
And just
we
a
have this
reminder,
effects.
chat, please do not
Oh, yeah.
backseat game. For anyone that does, we will time you out, and further backseat gaming or things of that nature will result in further punishment. We love you, and we respect that you guys have an opinion, but at the same time, fuck your opinion, we're playing it our way.
Yeah, because this is technically my first time playing it and what have you, but it is a super
Oh,
healing.
Sapphire. Yes,
While-
this is Grant's first time playing it, so we
Oh,
want to keep
shit.
the game experience. Grant, no!
Oh, he wandered off. Okay.
I didn't even go that far.
I'm following the wolves.
What do you mean? What do you mean I wandered off? Hi there, Super Boss. Welcome, welcome. Like, literally
yeah,
just went out the front door and to the right. It wasn't
Wandered
even
off.
that
There was
far.
nothing we could do.
This is bullshit. Wandered off my ass. Where's me? Where's my there's my body.
Don't worry, I'm guarding your corpse.
Thank you, thank you.
I promise I haven't nibbled on any of the tasty succulent flesh.
That's why
You know
my
what? For druids, that kind of makes sense because, like, they're animals.
Don't tell him that.
This is why my back is feeling shit.
Is it
Because I keep getting
cannibalism?
nibbled by code.
I do.
Alright. Okay.
You know what? I could take that in an entirely different direction, but I'm gonna be nice.
Super
Is
healing.
that why my
super
neck
healing.
hurts as well?
No, that's just because you're thin and have no boob.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
3 solid
Wait, wouldn't it be the
axe.
opposite?
No,
I am overburdened.
it's your punishment for being thin and having no boobs.
And a 3-slot spear. Honestly, kind of crazy.
Uh-oh.
See you helping.
Alright, where the fuck did you... Oh, you're all over here.
Ooh, a rune.
Grabbed it.
Oh, there will be friendly fire.
What do you mean there will be friendly fire? We didn't have friendly
Okay.
fire before.
You see that fire?
Oh.
You can stand in it.
Okay, that happened in the past, I'm pretty sure.
So it's friendly.
It didn't happen in the past. I had to remake my character just so I could kill Mephisto, because Jesus Christ, that build didn't work.
Ah, okay, okay.
So when you say friendly fire, you mean the fire is friendly to step in. It won't kill us.
Correct.
And then just a random skull. And then, ooh, an Ith rune. Good for you.
Yeah.
Ith. Jesus Christ, they hit hard.
Yeah, they do.
This
You know
is
how
a
the little...
that is a
fetishes-
dramatic increase.
You know how the little fetishes shot fire out of their ass and we're just like, haha, die. Yeah,
Oh, that's
the
generous.
big version.
This is why I would like to keep my fire resistance.
Okay, we're mostly just doing a check around here.
Where's my...
Oh. This is the way we need to go.
Well, do we want to
Sweet.
check the rest of the area first before we head up that way?
I also kind of
really
want to
nothing
go
here.
back to town because I've made the mistake of picking up too many things. I
Okay,
also
well, back
probably...
to town first.
I probably also need to get rid of some of the random charms I've picked up. So, alright, hang on. So, grab the super
This is the
potion.
way we go
put
back
it
to
here.
town, back to town, back to town. This is the way we go back to town early in the morning.
Dun, 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 dun.
It is pretty early. It's only 9.
Alright, so... Yeah, I have, like, all these runes now. And then there's that random 3-slot spear. Grab you.
If I can get myself a decent chest, not a decent chest, a decent shield with some slots in it, we could try making some decent, one decent rune thing.
I have a heraldic shield that only has 1 slot, so actually I'm probably gonna sell this fucker. I'm gonna put this away because I don't need more gold. That will be sold. These will be sold. That's just extra money and cold resistance, which won't help. That is extra money. That is extra money. I need something with, like, fire resistance.
Yeah, because 4-socketed shield. So you need it's called Spirit, which is I think one we probably all need because it's 2 to all skills. Well, you and me, Grant. I don't know if Velk will be because Velk's rocking a bow.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it gives us 2 to all skills, faster cast rate, defense against missiles, all this good shit. And all you need is Tau,
I'm gonna keep
full
that fire
fort, and
resistance.
Code, do you instead want to use an axe?
Well, I mean, the sword you gave me does more of my fire damage stuff, remember? Let's have a look. That's a 2-handed axe, though, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
It's a two-hander.
Yeah, but doesn't that reduce my things for
I don't know. I can't remember what you use. So
fire damage, mana stolen? I mean, I've got only 1 point into... Because, I mean, the claw... I mean, hang on. Because that gives me 1 to fire skills, and that gives me 2 to fire skills. 1 second. I'm going to do it this way quickly. C and I. Transform into... Hang on.
I guess you could say they're CNI to I.
It fills
Okay,
you with
Fire
rage.
Claw is that, and then if I switch it over, loses a little bit. But then, what's Maul give me in
Demonium Fortress.
exchange?
But yeah, Super Bass is asking, is like, can they say something about the Spirit Shield or nah?
No, please don't say anything.
Yeah,
Thank you for asking before you did.
yeah. We
You don't get to
appreciate
speak,
the
You get to
asking.
explode. I'm gonna blow you up.
Yeah, see, look, the sword is still better, even with Maul damage versus with the axe.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
go for it then.
I'll give you back the axe.
So
Okay.
there's 20 in there. There's
No, we're not
18 in
saving
there.
time. We're doing shenanigans.
All
I
right.
don't know what I'm gonna do
Alright.
with the axe, but all right.
Hail to you,
I mean, a barbarian build later on.
Yeah.
All right. Back through the portal. Has everyone gone through?
Yep.
All right.
Now, do we want to continue having a look around here first, or go up the stairs?
Well, knowing our luck, we are definitely going to get some... Ooh, a super mana potion. We're definitely going to get some levels just by dealing with the fucking terrible things here. And plus, it's going to get me back into the flow of hit the potion button when you're low on health. I'm just not going to be
Grant,
moving
hit
my...
the potion button.
I'm just not going to be moving my neck all that fast. +2 strength, +3 mana. Terrible. Two slots? Nah. It's gotta be 3 slots. Hatchet hands.
There for the not the Amazon, the assassin.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
so none of us.
Yeah, none of us.
I hate when I'm drawing someone and they don't have a reference image. So I have to ask them weird questions like, "What kind of feet you got, fool?"
What kind of feet you got is a question?
Yeah.
Oh my
Let me
God.
see them grippers.
Yeah.
Well,
I
some
see
people
them
may have.
toes.
Well, some people may have avian feet. Some people may have more wolf-like feet. Some people may have more human-like feet.
Some people might have hooves.
Artemis, these are going to be very important questions when you make your ref sheet of your character.
Exactly.
Humanoid, digigrade, beans, beans.
Beans.
Beans. What the fuck?
Fuck.
Oh, Grant, how's the mana regen going?
Oh. It's not doing anything because I left it on Town Portal instead of something like Prayer or Might. There we go.
Oh, those don't take mana anyway.
There we go.
Stop grabbing all the rooms before everyone else gets a chance to.
Sorry.
I don't think this guy has never not worn shoes.
My
How can you not wear
Zeebs?
shoes?
Never. He never wears shoes. Although if I ever go outside, I usually prefer, like, full enclosed sneakers. That's just an IRL
but-
thing. I can't do flip-flops.
The character I'm drawing, whose birthday it is, I'm
I'm
going through their gallery. No shoes. No feet. All shoes.
Maybe
Sorry,
they're
I'm
not
still
a
waking
foot.
up.
Maybe they're not a foot enjoyer.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, I
And
think
Grant,
we've. Yeah, what's
it's
up?
called thong.
No, they're flip-flops.
Thongs.
They're thong.
You've lived here long enough to call them thongs.
I've
Yeah.
also,
You heretic.
I've also lived here long enough to understand all the memes and all the falsehoods. You cannot fool me on half the things. I'm still gonna call them flip-flops, though. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I call them flip-flops.
Going
You know
to
what we
explode-
mean when we call them
explode you.
thongs.
Riveting gameplay right here.
I'm sorry that my big fat bare ass is in the way.
I'm having just a great time here. What do you mean?
Ah, fuck you, Vel. You got a bow. I'm not about to redo my build just so I can throw a spear.
You can throw a hammer.
Ow, fucking lightning.
Yeah, they do that.
Ooh, a longbow with 1 slot. Nope, never mind. 2s and at least 3, I would say, in terms of like slottage.
I'm a prissy bitch and 1-4.
Actually, super boss. The likelihood of 3 slotted weapons is that realistic?
In normal, yes.
Okay, thank you, Velk. I
In
forgot.
Nightmare, it's 4.
Okay.
But then you actually have to find that, which, good luck.
You can get 4s though in normal too.
Not for weapons, you can't. For bows.
Healing, go.
You just, you cannot find it.
There we go. I drew a shoe.
4 sockets can drop in normal, but under very specific conditions. Thank you very much, Super Base.
Thank you, Super Base. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where the fuck did all these things come from?
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
You can see the answer. What do you mean? They come from the big one. That's how motherhood works.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm not having a good time finding out where the quote-unquote big one... Ow. Fuck.
Grant needs healing.
Pike? Let me pick up the pike, please. 2 slot. No.
Oh, the horror.
What's up, Cap?
You know how it was 626 day recently?
You mean 6262 day? Because I mean, technically, if you had a look at it that way.
Yeah, I guess so. Of the horror, I saw a skinny Stitch.
Yeah. Oh, that
horror.
nasty. That nasty.
horror.
Yeah, the horror.
The horror.
Apparently, they're doing a new animated thing for the start of the Moana movie, where it's going to be Stitch and Scratch.
Oh, look at that.
Scratch.
There's like...
For
That's
Lilo and Scratch.
Which one was Scratch again?
Scratch was the cat-looking thing.
Rob?
No, I think this is going to be like a new one, not based with any of the original Stitch franchise. But apparently it's going to be Lilo gets a cat as well,
Oh.
and then shenanigans ensue.
Last 2 runes you guys just found. I didn't pick those up, so that will need... So they'll need to say what it was, because I saw there were runes, I just didn't pay attention to what the letters were.
I haven't picked up shit.
I got the runes, so...
Yeah. Where the fuck... I can... Who the fuck is Uzual?
Oh, that's a boss that we need to kill.
Cool.
Break his legs.
They're behind a pillar, so I have no idea what they look like. Ring mail.
Ring.
I cannot pick it up because my inventory is filled with all kinds of nonsense.
So you guys should probably head to, after you spoken with him, speak to Tyrael.
Yeah.
Alright, hang on.
Anywho, I think I shall vanish while you play the video game. I need to eat.
It was I who told Diablo and his brothers about the Soul Stones and how to corrupt them.
Goodbye.
What?
I
Okay, yep.
helped the prime evils mastermind their own exile to your world. The plan we set in motion so long ago cannot be stopped by any mortal agency. Itself is for
Yeah, okay. Anyway, head back into town.
Wait, so this is Izual?
Is well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why the fuck did Izual do the fucking
Tyrael was a fool.
Because he's a dick?
but
Because
like
he was corrupted. He was
Oh.
an angel that got corrupted by the demons through a lot of
wow,
torture, apparently.
a 3-slot giant axe.
One who was once so holy falls so far from righteousness.
Hang on. So, was there any other cool things here, or?
No,
Oh,
that was it. Just the ring mail.
Give me a sec. I'm getting hit by Venom Lords. God damn, my shoulders are definitely restricting my, like, freedom of, like, looking around my screens and shit.
Alright, now we talk to Tariel.
Hang on. And then the Eld. And then I have a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Alright, here we go. Ugh.
Shine bright like a diamond in the sky.
May the light protect you and the powers of heaven
Oh, yay.
shine upon your path. But if what is true, then I fear that we have been played for fools all along. Iswald helped Diablo and his brothers trick me into using the soul stones against them. Now the stone's powers are corrupted. The combined powers of the souls.
Yep, we're only at Act 4.
The prime evils
Yep.
will be able to turn the mortal world
Fuck.
into an outpost of hell.
Okay.
And I think we got skills for that. Yay, 2 skills.
Alright, so we got skill 1 done. And then we need to take the Soul Forge, the Hellstone. Alright. Oh, 3 skill choices. God damn. Okay.
Yeah, you get a few.
Yeah. I'm gonna be frank with you. I might honestly use... Hang on, what's this? Blessed Hammer, damage to the undead. Just... Alright. And then we got this,
Alright, I think
which requires level
Heart of the
30.
Wolverine needs to level up because, like, it dies too easily and needs a bit more bonus to it.
That's the neat part about Heart of the Wolverine. That's just a feature, it's not a bug.
You mean that it dies too easily?
Yeah.
Holy Fire
I
receives
know.
bonuses from resist
That
fire.
thing is like, ooh, a pit of lava. I'm going for a swim.
I might honestly increase my resist fire, because we're dealing with fire a lot of times in here. And I don't think there's any auras here that, like, can do, like, a mix of, So that requires level 30, decreases lightning damage. Resist all is plus 60. God damn. Plus 70% defense, increases mana. And then we got combat skills, which I'm not really using these combat skills, I'm going to be real with you. They're not in my to-do list. And then Holy Fire, Holy Freeze, Sanctuary. Or increases the attack rating for you and your party. Increases the damage done by you and your party. Increases damage, decreases will be interrupted for you and your party. But you require needing to do. So that just does chance interruptible. And then it increases damage. And then this one here increases damage, attack speed. But that requires being level 30. Okay.
Hey Grant.
Hey, what's up?
You, when you press W for your weapon, what comes up?
Ow.
The Javelin of Venom.
Would you like an alternative ranged weapon?
That would be appreciative.
Okay. You won't be able to wield it just yet. It's in 2 levels, but...
How do I get my skills again? Oh, T.
Try that.
I am overburdened.
It's heavy.
Level 27. I am level...
You're close.
25. That is not close.
That's close.
Also, I probably don't need all these scrolls of Identify as well.
I can't carry anymore.
Also, how in the... Oh, okay. I'm just gonna pick you up real quick. And then I'm going to head
Pick you around
to
violently.
Jamela.
What do you
Nice himbo rating. And then sell you.
And
Oh, Oh, no,
flawless
Reign of the Warlock.
topaz.
Yeah, no, this is just base game of the Resurrected, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Grant doesn't have Reign of the Warlock, whereas the rest of us do, so we decided to just do the base version.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like, Reign of the Warlock is like, oh yeah, a new class, which I won't play. Oh yeah, harder difficulty modes, which I'm not one of those kinds of peeps where I like to play through the same game over and over again for a higher difficulty. That ain't my jam.
What is your jam?
This stash is already nice anyway, because I'm used to, I think it was like a 4x5 stash. It was fucking nothing.
Yeah, because like the original, you didn't even have the shared stash. You only had the personal stash.
Correct.
The only way to get the shared stash was if you had the Eastern Sun expansion, which was an unofficial expansion.
All right. Also, why is there a random? Never mind.
Good evening.
Which you had to be careful with the Eastern Sun expansion because if you got the wrong version of it, you got the Eastern Sun. Oops, that's a virus expansion.
All right. Back here.
That was 6x4, no. Oh.
All right. So.
All right.
Which way are we going?
I believe...
Just having a look over here. I don't see. Yep.
Oh.
some Venom Lords.
Lightning fuckers over here.
Yeah, so progress is down this way, so we'll explore everywhere else then.
Over to where code is.
Eh, sure.
All right.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to see me die, then sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to die.
Not until you can get it on camera and everyone to laugh at it.
Oh, not even that. Ah, god damn it. Fish no work. Tried 3 times.
You want to die as you lived, fully monetized.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right. That's all being refunded. Return to game. I would do the troubleshooting and what have you, but I'll be real with you. Like, my back is putting me into a mood.
My back is hurting from the chair I'm sitting on. Where's the Tylenol? If I lay down flat on the floor, it usually kind of fixes it.
Tony Danza, da 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 da.
Ayo.
What the fuck?
Have you? Oh yeah, it's a Family Guy thing. You haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll
We
send
sometimes
you
forget
the
that
video.
Velp, like, we sometimes forget Velp likes to hide under a very big rock.
No.
I like my rock. It's comfy. and it
They're
has
not even
pillows.
on a rock. They're just on a fucking like remote island.
Also that.
They don't even get
Yeah, but
DoorDash.
But technically, isn't that island also made out of gravel and dirt, which also contains rock?
All islands are made out of rocks, but you don't live under the island, do you? You live on the island.
Unless you live in a basement. Unless you live in a basement,
I don't think
in which
Velk
case
would.
then you live in...
I don't think Velk would put themselves in a basement. Quite frankly, they're not living in Minnesota.
Yeah, I live in an attic.
Yeah, the very opposite. That's
I actually do.
yeah, that's the crazy
Okay.
thing is that
I'm
Australians don't
tempted-
have basements. They have attics to live in, which is very different.
I was tempted on making like a Helsing Ultimate abridged joke, but I'm not going to.
I don't even know the Helsing Abridged joke
I
you
get
have
it.
done.
I get it.
Where'd you find the werewolf? In an attic. We find a lot of things in there. Hey! Whoa, 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 whoa! The Judas was the purest.
Alright.
And frankly, I'm insulted at the insinuation.
Creator mana. Ooh, another
I had a
ring.
good giggle at that one.
Oh, so dark.
$12 to energy, 90 to life, 5 to strength, level 1 bolt, fire resistance. Actually, no, I can use that to transmute it and shit. What am I thinking?
No.
Oh, a ding.
What was the ding?
A level.
Hmm.
Oh.
Alright. I am so far behind. Ah!
Don't worry, we haven't done much.
I can't even, like, turn... I can't even tilt my head to the right, of all things.
Code, when
Oh,
you
yeah?
use mana,
Yeah?
like, just use a lot of it, and how's the mana regen?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Is that from your little aura cloud that you've been putting out?
Yeah, so I think it might be based on your... I don't know. I was thinking it may be based on max mana rather than...
Is that the Amazon skill? Because that couldn't be the skill coming from your dude, is it?
It's coming from my bow.
I'm guessing we're going down the
Oh.
stairs.
Yeah.
Your bow has a charge for it, does it?
No, it just gives the skill. Hang on, I'll drop it. Oh, hang on.
Oh no, don't worry, I get it.
It gives level 12 meditation aura.
Oh, which is normally something Grant would have.
Yeah. I kept running out of mana, so I'm like, you know what, this is brilliant, but...
Maw fiends, huh?
Maw.
I could use that maw for something.
For dying?
Bow gives a lot of mana. Which is weird.
I mean, it's helpful.
Also, I'm trying to
It's
find the
great.
portal at this point.
Oh, there hasn't been one.
Well, there is for the... Like, I looked on, like, the portal thingamadiggy for the,
But this place, yes.
Yeah, because City of the Damned and Fire River or something like that has it.
Other River of Flame, yep. You can't miss that one.
Yeah. I don't know.
You
Like,
actually
I
can't
missed
miss
out
that
on a
one.
lot of the ones in Act 3, I'm going to be real with you, Velk.
Yeah, sure, but this one, if you miss it, then that's on you at this point.
Pole X. One.
So I think for the main purpose, the main thing we're just doing is just following through to get to from point A to point B. Oh, River of
And-
Flames.
And we found point B and C.
Oh, but no portal. Hang on. Oh, shit.
We found the portal.
Portal is here next to River of Flames.
Well, that's useless, because aren't we needing a portal for River of Flames later on? So, and you said it's like you can't miss
Sure.
it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We'll have a crunk. Also, you're missing out on all the gold. Ah, City of Dam. Cool. Awesome.
And the way down is right next to it, so we can go
Nice.
whenever.
A part of me wants to see how well we go against Mephisto again. Superior Full Helm. One slot.
We can always go back and kill him if you want.
Yeah, see what happens. I got the portal for level 2, so it should be a quick jaunt down.
And I only have 20 minutes, so why not, right?
Yep. Gives you the
Let's
opportunity.
go kill Mephisto.
Alrighty. Where is Velk and the gang? You're over there. Near
All right, I didn't get level 2, so I will go to the docks, and you just put a portal down for me, please.
Yep.
Portal's already down.
Oh my god. Here we go. And then City of the Damned, heading to Act 3, to the Cursed Dock. Actually, no, I don't need to go to the Cursed Dock. I need to go to...
The Durance of Hate.
Yep, because... Yep, there's Velk's portal.
All right, then we just got to find to the level 3, and that shouldn't be too far off.
Yep.
Alright, gang, split up. And look for clues. I found it.
Let's split up and look
Jesus.
for clues. Hell yeah.
Oh, wait, there's no way that's real.
Now to see whether or not my mercenary will actually survive this nonsense.
Oh yeah, mine didn't, as you saw.
Yeah.
I keep accidentally pressing escape when wanting to use potions.
You can also feed your mercenary a potion.
What? Ow.
You can... I believe it's...
You hover over... You...
And then you right-click the potion. I believe.
Nope. Didn't do
Yes,
it.
shift right-click.
Thanks.
Are they
Oh,
injured?
okay, there we go. Battle axe of firebolts. Interesting. Alright. Also put this potion in here. And then another random key.
E. Ugh.
Random club. Oh, there's Mephisto. Oh, that trivialized it.
It's Mephisto.
Alright. Havoc Crest, giving 21% increased... Oh, shit, I'm still dying. 21% enhanced defense, 4 energy, resist fire, repairs 1 durability every, like, 30 seconds.
Just take the portal back to hell and then we can check all that.
Alright, alright. Fuck. Where's the portal?
Oh, also, I got an amulet for anyone that wants it. I don't know if it's going to be any good for anyone, but
Oh,
it's there in the
gold.
middle of the ground.
Lots of gold and a locked chest. Give us a flawed thingy and a...
I am overburdened.
Wait,
I'll
is
take
there
a
a
look.
portal to hell here? Oh wait, no, it's in the center. I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are, but we love you.
I forgot about this portal. It was literally there in the cutscene as well. Ugh. Alright. Storm class, plus 8 to mana, fire resistance 10, poison resistance 5, poison length. It does get rid of my 5% chance to cast a level 3 Frost Nova when struck, but I do like the increase to resistances. And then...
Say I don't give you nothing nice.
You do give me very many nice things. And then here's a mask. Ugh.
That does nothing for me, so you can have it.
Okay. Well, it's probably gonna get sold then. Alright. Over into here. We put the flawed animist over here. Alright. But yeah, by God,
Yeah.
my shoulder.
What do you need?
Alright, sure. I'll wear that then.
Ooh, this is one-handed, actually. Plus 5 to... I guess the question is like, what kind of 2-slot runes could I make?
Not many, I think.
For weapons, what are you looking at?
Like, I'm looking at a double axe here, the Imp Splitter. 8 to 27, this one does, 15 to 20. Never
you're
mind,
looking
this axe is like, it's still doing less damage. It does have like all these bonuses of like, plus 51 to attack rating, 6% of life stolen per hit, 5 to mana after each kill. Like, it doesn't have the +1 to paladin skill, and I don't think there's a, I don't think there's a thingy-madiggy for, Brain. You can do this.
Which you can check. Hang on, axes. So I'm having a look. Yeah, the only 2-socketed axe is steel, which was L. Then the next one's a 3-socketed at level 47, which is polearms, axes, and swords.
Alright, hang on. No. Ugh. I will be real with you. I'm actually now having like a bit of a fucking tingle in the... I might change, like, instead of using like my 3D model and such like that, I might quickly change to using like VTuber Plus at this point.
Yeah.
So, give me a second. I'm gonna swap to PNG Tuber Redeems. And then I need to get running...
Forgive me on this one, Code. If you're using the site, I'm thinking you won't show the rune words for melee weapons and all weapons if you click specific weapon types.
Alright. And then back over to base. So yeah, because I'm gonna... Like, having this chest rig on me is, like, not...
Not helping you today.
No, it's not. And it's like, well, quite frankly, sitting in this bucket chair is not helping either. Like, I have put myself in like probably like one of the worst, like short of shrimping, this is probably like one of the worst things to do. Like I should be like laying on the floor doing stretches and things, and it's just annoying because it's like normally if I'm awake by 6, by 10 o'clock this goes away. It doesn't feel like it's going away. So yeah, so changed redeems. We've changed my look. I can almost like, yeah, that way I don't have to like, you know, be extra animated and what have you. I can just be this cool bean. And now I just need to double check and make sure that my streamer bot is actually going to the normal forms and not the what's-mahoozy.
Sorry, I had to go by quickly and annoy someone who's streaming another game, so.
No, all good, all good, all good. All right, won't show up if you click Axe. Okay, so there's one uniquely for Axe, and then there's 2 slot runes for things that are not uniquely Axe, is what they're saying. All right, so I can close Vignon. Head over to StreamerBot real quick, and then I just need to double check the himbo
I know, but Grant
stuff.
was looking at axes, so that we were just checking axes.
Yeah, yep. So that was on me. Where is not Macro March?
Oh, right. Code, you have a decent necklace, yeah? Oh,
I've got faster cast rate, 1 maximum damage, attack rating, strength, maximum stamina, and damage goes to mana.
Oh, maybe then?
Yep, okay, so execute method.
Because you've given me that, yeah, because I got a level, because I got one that does,
and then I've got,
that gives me 2 to shapeshifting. I do lose all of those extra bonuses, but shapeshifting though, yeah, fuck it, shapeshifting.
and then I've got,
Because I mean that just gives me a whole butt ton of bonuses on shapeshifting, so I'm not going to say no to that.
Execute method. Where are these commands?
Because I got this one at level 30 that gives me 2 to shapeshifting, so it's like
You're just waiting for that, yeah. But until then,
I have 1 to shapeshifting.
Where is?
Now you're about to head off soon, are you, Velk?
yeah, in about 10 to 20 minutes, yeah.
That's alright.
I can probably stick around for the Hellforge, but for Dibbles, it's just gonna be you two.
Yeah.
Look, look, don't push yourself. If you got to head off soon, you got to.
Oh no, I'm not pushing it.
Where is the? Oh, it's called Video Tube Mini Commands. That's why. All right. Ah, okay. So yeah, those are the 3 in there. Cool. Awesome. All right. Sorry, I was just dealing with like, you know, fixing up my stream and what have you. Sorry there. Okay. I'll put the axe in the storage because like honestly that's a pretty cool axe, and this 2-handed sword I'm going to get rid of because it's a 1 slaughter. Ooh, I can actually combine the diamonds. Hang on.
I just pick up. I didn't mean to pick that up.
Hang on. I need to drop this real quick. Sorry, Velk. I need to drop these things. I now have a flawless diamond. Nice.
Shine bright like a diamond. What have I got? I've got 2 diamonds. I've got 1 flawless emerald, 1 flawless topaz.
Struck. You know what? Fuck it. Let's combine these 3 and see what I get. 92 to attack rating plus 1 light radius. Honestly, that's kind of crazy that it does that. And then...
And a belt for anyone.
We just have...
You know what? I need a better belt, so yes.
I'm gonna sell this broad axe because I do not understand why it's in our like little...
Did you get that belt through a gamble?
I sure did.
Damn.
I also got another belt that I'm using through gambling.
Alright. I'm gonna gamble an amulet. See what it gets me. Oh, I do not have enough gold for that. Fuck's sake. Never mind then. I ain't gambling then. Gambling's dumb. Chat, gambling is dumb. Alright? Listen to me, an American living in Australia. Gambling is dumb. Don't go gambling.
Let's go gambling!
I was gonna make a dumbass joke about how I just want to gambling. You should totally do it, but no, fuck gambling.
60% of gamblers quit before they win big. that kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but they also quit before they lose everything. All right, I'm gonna meet you guys at the City of the Damned.
Okay.
All right, I am putting these random rings away.
It's a really shitty city now that you look at it.
I know, right? I mean, I'd be damned if I was gonna live here.
I need to like try and have like the Baduntis like much sooner.
I just need to...
Thank you for the boops there, Artemis. I am currently in PNG tuber mode because I couldn't be fucked wearing my my like back thingy-madiggy for tracking my hands and being in 3D mode. So this is me barely giving a fuck now.
Oh, press G by the way to see this in all its splendor.
Oh boy. It just looks like, you know, mac and cheese. Also, you said
very
like
spicy mac and cheese.
You said the portal would be self-evident. It is not self-evident.
When you see it, it will be self-evident.
So, yeah.
I am not mysterious in my ways unless I wish to be.
And how regularly do you wish to be?
I won't tell you. I'm chaotic lawful. What do you mean?
There's nothing lawful about you.
Yes, there is. I have a strict set of moral codes that I will not bend. I just won't tell you what they are.
Alright. I am so far behind everyone else, so let me... Jesus Christ, Code, how did you get so far ahead?
Puppies. You all laugh at what I say, but I do have puppies.
He does have puppies. Okay, so Act 4 is where we go for, like, full-sized fucking gems, it seems.
Yep.
Yep. Yes, Artemis, I have puppies!
Go check out Code the Yoshi stream right now if you want to see puppies, because I am very far behind.
I have puppies and a bear later on.
Ooh. So, positive and negative. I found a 3-socketed shield.
Cool. What's the negative?
Pick it up.
Well, I can't.
Oh, it's ethereal.
It's garbage.
Well, nah, ethereal. You can probably just fix that by giving yourself a rune that self-repairs it.
Yeah, man.
There's definitely a rune combination that will give it self-repair.
No, there is a rune. There is a rune that repairs and or makes it indestructible. Good luck finding it. That thing's highly sought after.
Ah, okay.
I think it's one of the rarest ones. I could be wrong on that one. I don't know my runes very well.
Another ethereal. I'm keeping the helm because it's 2-slot. 2-slot armor might be good.
Okay, nothing there.
Oh. One moment, please. Continue on without me. I'm contemplating.
Wait, where'd Cap go?
Cap left to do drawing.
A while ago.
Oh, wow, I am so out of touch.
Yeah, Cap left to go diddle. Doodle.
Dibble.
Draw. Quibble.
I love how one of the potential stream titles that we were trying to come up with was Velk gave the idea of Diddle the Diablo.
Diddle the dibble, yeah.
Yeah. For whatever reason, Velk's like, oh yeah, let's fuck the devil. That is definitely gonna be Twitch compliant.
I don't know, I didn't know what diddle meant.
Diddle? What do you mean you don't know what No, hang on. Sorry, pause. Like, Velk, stop moving. Moving code, stop moving. What do you mean you don't know what diddle means?
Hey, diddle diddle. What do you mean?
Chat. Type 1 if you believe Velk didn't know what diddle is. Type 2 if you don't believe.
Grant's too pure.
No, I'm not too pure. I know what the words mean. Ian, you're saying Velk is too pure.
I'm not pure.
I still don't know what I'm going to use it for.
Ooh, antlers. And they're base antlers. But do they have skills on them?
No idea.
They do to Tornado and Carrion Vine. Cool. So I'm going to take those over to Chantry and see if, when we get a chance, and see if I can get her to make something out of them.
Damn, I'm missing a room.
Ooh, a rejuvenation potion. Yes, please. I just need to be careful not to use it. Because I want to make full regeneration potions before we go up against the devil from the Bible.
Different devil. Dibbles is not related to that.
Okay. Are we seriously at a
Looks
dead
like we
end?
gotta go a different direction. Yeah, dead end there.
God damn. Fuck it, I'm drinking the stamina potion so I can continue sprinting.
That's what they're there for.
Looks like not this way. Oh, hang on, there was a way over to the
Ooh,
left over
Shakespeare.
here.
Oh, another stamina potion. Pick that up. So then
Oh,
that way
I found the waypoint.
An emerald. Oh, you found the waypoint?
Yeah, so we need to explore elsewhere.
Oh, because, yeah, we still need to crack the soul gem here, don't we?
Sure do.
yeah, we still need to crack a Hell Forge over in. Yeah, take him to the Hell Forge.
Oh, that's City of the Damned. Never mind. Oh, what did you find? You guys find the Hell Forge?
I think so, because my quest log just updated randomly, and I'm facing off against some sort of. Okay, there was like a yellow text enemy, and then they're dead. I don't know who it was. Oh, Hephaesto, the armorer. Wait, didn't we deal with that guy back in like the first Diablo?
No, that's the smith.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Do you mean the first Diablo? No.
I wanted to see what that what Smahusi was.
It was just a hammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to really quickly put down a town portal.
Well, before you do,
I already did.
hop on up here.
Is there a portal here?
Grant? No, Grant, press this thing here, the Hell Forge over here. Press this.
All right, fine. Oh, it won't let me do it from here. Because
Sorry, I will move.
there we go. Quest log.
So now we need whoever picked up the.
That
helpful
was
hammer.
Code in his bear form. Can he use the Hellforge in the bear form? I don't think bears can do that. Bears are notoriously not opening locks.
All right, here, somebody else take it from me then.
Me. I wanted to. It was definitely in my little, like, purview.
Yeah, have it. Now crack that thing open.
There we go. Ooh, a perfect skull. Oh, shit. Are you kidding? Fuck, I can't.
I'll take the rune.
Perfect skull. There we go. Oh, I can still grab all these things. No, oh, I can't grab that. Damn it.
I'll take it.
Ooh, carrying wood is a short spear. Throwing damage, enhanced, Alright, hang on. So, put you here. Alright, thrown damage 42 to 72 versus 63 to 100. Jesus Christ. How fast can I throw this? Oh, it's just one short... Oh, it's 39 of 60. Does it replenish?
What?
Short spears.
If it says it replenishes, otherwise, if it's ethereal, no. Otherwise, repair.
Repair. Okay, cool. Super healing.
I am overburdened.
Cannot pick that up. I'll pick up this.
Overburdened.
Fair few, I can make it flawlesses. Finally, a foul rune. Wait, I still have my Mephisto Soulstone, which is kind of funny. I'm gonna place that there for later.
Alrighty.
Cannot complete this created. Oh, okay. So apparently I can't complete it at this one. I have to create a game and complete that part myself. Did you get it completed there, Velk?
No.
Whoever swung the hammer got quest completion.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we have to like do a new session.
That's okay.
Hey,
I'll do it in my own time.
Hang on.
I do need to start heading off.
Yep, you do you.
However, Code, do you have an arm rune, like an AMN?
Let me check.
I don't think you would.
Yeah,
But...
if no, I don't. Why?
There was a rune word that I was in the process of making.
Then that would be?
But... Peace. It's good for Amazons, but it's also good for everyone else.
Which rune did you need?
AMN. I don't think you would have it, because it's a nightmare rune.
Nah, I don't have it then. And I have Nef, El, Ith, Eld, Tyr, Tal, Ith, Eld, Ort.
So look at the helmet I just made from Chandri.
Where are you?
You mean Chelsea?
Hero.
Chelsea, yeah.
Surely even Diablo himself sensed the fury unleashed.
One to shapeshifting skills.
Oh, so you just immediately got lucky. Okay, first off, fuck you. Secondly, Fire Claws, double fuck you.
Because, like, look at it compared to this one, which is just Twister and Fire Claws. But this one's shapeshifting plus Fire Claws.
Yeah, like, okay. Just get lucky, I guess.
Like, look at my shapeshifting skills now.
Alright, where's Code?
And you're not even specialized in it.
Where's Code? Are they just back in the what are you doing back in the first waypoint? Like the first act area?
I went to go see Chelsea for a second.
What does Chelsea have?
So,
she was imbuing something.
Yeah, you can imbue things in this game. So you could imbue a heraldic shield and you could get some really good bonuses for yourself. You could imbue a circlet and potentially get lucky.
Oh, so I wasted mine all the way back in Act 1, but you guys kept yours saved and shit like that for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah. Now I'm getting it. Now I'm understanding.
So like right now, if I go into bear form and then go to my character skills, like my Fire Claw does 195 to 375 in damage, with the attack rating being 1,149.
Okay.
If I was to use Maul, it gives me Maul of...
Okay.
a little less, but, you know, still good. So do we want to switch around and for me to destroy the thing this time, which will also give us some more gems and stuff?
Yep. Would be good. Hang on a second.
Alright, I will, because I gotta have to make the game, so I will save and exit.
Yep. And then
I will create the game.
And I will head off.
You head off and...
Yeah. I'll be back in, I don't know, an hour and a half, but you guys are probably doing Act 5 by then.
Yep. So same game, so him bro instead of him bros, and same password as before.
All right. Save and exit.
Have fun.
Bye.
Thank you for the hyper himbo, Sir Dragon. So him bro. Alright.
And then same password.
Okay.
I figured I'd keep it, you know, same as before, make it a little easier.
Yep. No, I appreciate it. Alrighty. I've got like a lot of 3ers, but I don't have a...
You mean for socketed stuff?
Yeah, but it's gonna be one of those cases where it's like, I'm just gonna need to talk to, I just need to, like, look through stuff. Alright, so we need to go to the City of the Damned.
Yep.
And then there's a portal for River of Fire, so... I head to City of the Damned. There's literally a River of Fire here. Do you have the City of the Damned? Yeah, you should, shouldn't you?
Yep. So, which means we gotta go up to do the... We firstly, oh yeah, no, we need to go into the River of Fire. That's right.
Yep. And then...
I think if I remember, it was... May still have to deal with a few nasties while we're doing this.
Yep. It's not gonna be the end. Like, it's not gonna be, like, you know, crazy scaled up either, because there's only 2 of us, so...
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I'm going the right way.
Oh, Topaz. Got a bastard sword.
Nice, nice. Ooh, the bastard sword is yellow, okay.
Yeah, grab the bastard sword.
I'm picking up Rejuvenation, the Greater Healing... Ooh. You want that emerald?
You want the emerald? You can have it if you want.
Right.
I'll take it, because I've got a few that I need to...
Yeah, because I've been such a hoarder. Like, I have been picking up every rune and every gem. Ooh, green gauntlets, interesting.
Ooh, what'd you pick up there?
I will research it later. And then here's Hephaestus the Armorer, so we're almost there. And he's done. Alright, so you need to pick up the Hellfire Forge thing.
Yep, the hammer, yep. I'll need to be not in bear form when I do it. I think the issue was as well because you put down the soul gem.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I don't have my soul gem, so now it's waiting on you.
Okay, I definitely think I gotta be outside of... Yeah, I can't do it in bear form. That's funny.
Alright. Okay, so there's a flawless diamond. There's a perfect diamond. I'll take the flawless. Oh. I think
you picked up... I think you picked up the perfect.
No, I didn't. The perfect is still there. You take the perfect. I take the flawless, because I already have 2 flawlesses, so I can make a perfect.
Okay, I'll drop that one for you, and I'll take the perfect.
There you go. And then...
You want the flawless topaz?
Yeah, I'll take the flawless topaz.
And I'll take the ruby.
Awesome.
There's always gonna be 1 perfect gem and 1 rune. Ah, thank you.
That makes sense. Alright, Alright. So now... Make our way through all this.
So now it's just a case of finding Diablo and putting him down.
I believe so, yeah. Scroll up, identify, there we go. Also finding a portal for Rivers of Blood.
Rivers of Flame.
Rivers of Flame, sorry.
Don't worry,
what
we
was
won't miss that one because it's pretty much right at Diablo's palace.
Oh, okay. Radio. Yeah. But yeah, super fast, just be mindful of what you're writing.
Yeah, don't go too far into it. Like, thank you for letting us know about the thing, but yeah, don't go too far in, because, yeah, like we said, no backseat gaming. No, thank you for understanding.
Yep, we appreciate it. Alrighty.
I mean, you're not telling us how to meta build, which was, I think, one of the big problems we had.
Yeah, no, when I was first going, like, in our, we went through all of Diablo 1 with barely anyone commenting on, like, builds or quests or anything like that. And then we get into Diablo 2, and the very same people were like, oh, hey, like, as a paladin, are you going to be doing this kind of a build? Or, you know, picking up these skills? Look out for these items. And it's like, no. Don't tell me these things. Like,
I am overburdened.
oh, I can't pick up that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And while we did ask you for a few pointers, Superbass, it's good that you're knowing what to say at what time.
Yeah. Oops, the pecs, that's hilarious. Anyways, I must return to work. All good, Artemis. Have a wonderful time at work. But yeah, like, so telling us, like, a small thing, like, when we're, like, after we've picked up everything, and we're just like, oh, like, you know, who's having this diamond, who's having that, and you just have it, and you just do the little comment of, like, there's always going to be one perfect and one rune or something. It's like, that one, like, it gets close, but it's not breaking the spirit of the rule.
Yeah.
Because we've already experienced this.
But yeah, just be careful of how far you do go in, mate.
Yeah. So, and you know, that's just, you know, tricky thing.
Yeah, like how far is too far?
Yeah. So. Normal D1 is pretty hard to optimize, also only so items that exist. Yeah, and what's more is, like, a lot of the items are, like, randomized. Like, from what I've learned, a lot of the items are just, you know, randomized luck.
Yeah, especially based on quests.
Ooh, without.
I am overburdened.
I cannot pick it up. I am all
I will
out
take
of... Ooh, I got another Sickens gauge.
What, another one for the belt?
No, another Sigon, like, the hands.
Oh. Because I've got the belt. What do the hands do?
So the hands do +20 to attack rating and +10 to strength.
Okay.
Yeah, these were
I mean,
the green grommets.
I'll take them.
All
Yeah, I'll
right.
take them. Because I can pair them with the belt later.
So yeah, that frees up my slot. And then...
Overburdened.
Yeah, of course I'm overburdened. Alright. Then we got this. Oh, these are terrible.
You think anything good?
Nah, not really. And then this is ethereal, so that's not good at all.
Actually, what was that bastard sword? Oh god! Oh, minus 20% for requirement. It's kind of funny.
Damn, okay.
I might keep that one. I might keep this one for this bastard sword for a barbarian build maybe later on if I decide to play some more.
2-slot chainmail? You know, I'll keep the chainmail. Also, your health is running low.
Don't worry, I healed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do you have the setting on where you just need to walk close to gold and you pick it up automatically?
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I think we're probably heading in the right direction.
I feel like we are, because the number of enemies has greatly increased.
I may need to set up a separate section in my shared for runes soon.
Yeah, I've done a separate section for runes and gems and, sorry, runes, jewels, and, gems. Take that combination potion.
Alright, you good?
Yep, okay, here's the River of Flame. I'm just gonna head back to the fortress real quick.
Good idea. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, good idea. We should do the same.
Alright, I am going to keep the chainmail. The bolts I can probably get rid of. Alright. Chipped, you go there. Flawless, you go there. And then I will grab you two.
Oh, no, wait, hang on. I was gonna keep the bastard sword, I think.
Look at that, a perfect diamond.
Yay! Which means you can make an item out of that later on if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could. Like, I remember...
Like going through a thingy-madiggy as well, where it was like, oh yeah, you can make this. Hang on. What was the
I've got Sigon's Tower, which is all to one to all skills.
Mm-hmm. What was
Which
it
is
that
worth putting on
Velk
anyway.
wanted? A-M-N?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'm just gonna Google something. Shine bright like a diamond.
I was gonna say if you've got that, that's gonna be funny.
No, but like, you know, Herogic Cube bullshit. You can like make new You can make new runes with other runes. So apparently, you can make an using 3 thuls and a chipped topaz. And I've got no thuls. Never mind. I thought I had a thul, but I do not.
I've only got, I think, hang on, let me have a look. I've got 1 thul.
Fun fact, that is the lowest run recipe that requires a gem. Oh, yeah, look, the chipped. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just gonna quickly I'm gonna do this. I'm just doing a bit of fixing up of things.
You cannot create rune words in anything but white and superior bases. Mm-hmm. Always double check rune word. Sorry, I'm just... Choose bases with low strength and dexterity requirements. Larzerk will always give the maximum number of slots for that item's item level. What? Act 5 oh, it's an Act 5 NPC, which I don't know who that is.
We'll find him later.
Yep, we will.
Alright, just give me a second. I am sorting out all of my runes, just because
All good.
I've got a whole pile of them, so I'm just sorting them based on word.
So yeah, you haven't met Larzerk yet. Thank you, Superbait. See, so yeah, so that one's okay. Where it's like,
yeah, that one's okay.
Because I'll be frank with you, this was me. Like, this is what makes Diablo tricky. This is what makes any RPG that's like, oh yeah, the aim of the game is building. Like, so Path of Exile, Diablo, Warframe, these are very difficult games to go through without encroaching on, I think Josh Strife Hayes talked about it, which was like the burden of knowledge. So like, by simply, thank you for the boops, by simply knowing things, you will irrevocably change how you play the game. So, for example, he explained how there was a sword that you can get in the first act, and it was like something you could get relatively simple or like with a very like low level stakes. And it's like, because you know about this sword, it affects how you go about playing your game. Because objectively speaking, if you know about this like overpowered sword at the start of your game,
you're going to go after it.
Exactly, yeah, you're gonna go after it. So you have to contend with the fact that like, oh, someone wants to, it's like, you have to kind of play against your knowledge if you, or, you know, because we're not perfect creatures. We do not know how to forget things.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to know if I know you cannot have an item you are checking your stash for? Nah.
No,
Failure-
just if we
So
if we ask for some information, then provide the information.
yeah. So, because yeah, the two ways. How am I ended up with 2 cans of Pepsi? Hang on. First one done. Kobe. That went in, and then. All right, I still got some
Look
left
at
on
all
this
the,
one.
look at all these gems I've got now. I got 2 flawless rubies. I got 1 flawless
So
sapphire. I've got a perfect diamond.
So I have a perfect skull and a perfect diamond. Where did my diamond? There it is. Perfect diamond. There we go. And then yeah, my thing is like all a mess right now.
That's why I'm sort of doing a little bit of sorting quickly while we've got a second. I'm like, okay, quickly just do a little bit of sorting.
Yep.
Because now, and just merge any items that I've got that I can merge.
So steel, something weapon. What is Nadir? And then Malice is 3 slots.
Oh yeah, is that pike worth giving to my mercenary now?
Generate mana.
Because he's got that one, but is that...
No.
No, I still can't give that to him. 27, 24, okay. I am going to quickly... first things first. I need to take that off of him, and... Just take that. Because I'm going to go see if Thingo has any higher level mercs. Just because my guy's not leveled up far enough, and I figured if I need to put this spear onto him, I'll just see if the dude's got any that are around level 27.
Yep.
My dude's got defense. But then I'll see if he's got some maybe with health.
Imagine Code, like, big chunky fingers fiddling with tiny gems in the stash. Like, I can imagine it. Like, you got chunky fingers, don't you? Chat, go over to Code's stream right now and tell me, how chunky are they? Are they like, simple... Also, what's this? Trying to get his voice deeper,
Okay, so
people... Wait, why did that activate? Oh, because I accidentally pressed the BRB. My bad.
Okay, so I can do one dude with prayer, which will slowly regen life. I can get one dude with bless, increases attack rating, or one dude with increased defense. Because my little my spirit gives us... What does my spirit do? My spirit gives us damage and attack rating. Maybe defense or health regen.
Sorry, I'm just gonna put... I've been saving these for, like, a major boss. I now have 4, like, full regeneration potions.
Nice.
I'm ready for, like, the big bad.
You know what? I'm gonna go health regen, so that way you don't have to continually use your health regen.
Oh, I'm just using might.
Well, yeah, which also gives us increased attack, so...
What do you need?
So, now...
Hi, Blue. How you doing?
Hey, Blue. Welcome. Hopefully you're doing good.
Hey, Blue. What you doing with that kazoo?
Did you see it?
Hey, Mr. Goose.
Over
What you
in
doing with that news?
Code stream. They're pretty chunky. Yep. Alright, pair all that. Alright. So... swap back to my mace. Alright, we're ready to go through the River of Flame.
1 second. I'm just gonna quickly just drop that in.
I feel like my
And might as well
inventory is an
drop that
absolute
in.
fucking mess compared to Code's, and I might need to have someone like, what's the
I
name of
have
that
some
woman that's like, does this spark joy? Who is that woman?
I don't know.
Fixing my cardboard crack. Wait, like IRL Magic the Gathering, or is this Magic Arena? I think this is. I
Wait,
think
Blue's been playing Arena?
No, I think actually no. He says cardboard crack, so he's probably talking IRL. So he's not a Magic Arena player like you. But he is a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I do know this.
IRL. Okay, fine.
Yeah. All right.
What's wrong with me being an Arena player?
There's nothing wrong with you being an Arena player. It's just you don't get to have an Arena player pal. You've been trying to get me to go into it all this time, but my backlog of other games and such, like I just got back into Final Fantasy 14, but then I used to be good at this. Back when I was like less than 30. Hi there, Chef Zutal. I see you are a purveyor of Dazarus, the king of kobolds. But yeah, I used to be good at games. I used to be up long hours. Chat, I used to do 12-hour streams on Saturday. I used to stay up in the middle of the night or even 2 in the morning playing Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Wilds with all the peeps. I used to be fucking cracked and ready and wired. Now look at me. I'm complaining about my back while I sit in a secret lab chair, and I need all the help I can get from Code.
Okay, so we're here at Diablo's lair.
Ah, okay.
So we gotta destroy 5 seals in order to have Diablo come forth.
Know that Diablo's innermost sanctum is hidden by 5 seals.
Are you ready to kill Diablo? Dun 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 dun.
Look at this guy. Absolutely decked out in Siggurn armor. If he's not ready, I don't know when he will be. Imagine if at this point it's like I die.
And I will laugh.
Honestly, I'm doing fairly alright. I'm not getting that much problem with, like, fire or anything like that right now. Which is good. There we go.
Maroon.
Rest in peace, seals. I'd hope fire wasn't an issue in the River of Flame. Look, it was a problem, but now it isn't. Because GrantZeebs, has some muscle in this brain in my head. Me and Code, we share a brain cell, but sometimes, oh, it's firing overtime. Sometimes he and I, we enter a flow state. This is why you are a regular collaborative companion to me, Code.
Yay!
Chat, if you're not over on Code the Yoshi side, go check out Code the Yoshi.
Yeah, and same with Grant. If you guys from my side haven't like followed Grant, the fuck you guys doing? Go and follow Grant.
Yeah, like you can go for Code for the tubby, and then you go for me for the, I can't think of an ubby word for muscle.
No.
Dumpy. I don't know.
I was trying to come up with something that didn't sound like overly sexist or anything like that. I was like, nope, I got nothing.
Himbubby. Let's go with Himbubby. Thank you, Zookeeper. Himbubby.
Thank you.
Himbubby. Me, Gungaga. Me, Himbubby. Oh yeah, at some point I need to find peeps to go through Final Fantasy 14, or not Final Fantasy 14, sorry. I'm always going through the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14. I need to find peeps to go through the Final Fantasy games. Have you played through other Final Fantasy games?
I've played through 6, 7, 8. I've done 10 and 10 2. I've gone through most of 13. I didn't finish 13. Like, when I mean most of 13, I mean 13 and 13 too.
Yep. Okay, so you will be great for like the newer generation stuff after 6.
I was gonna say I have played a little bit of the older ones, but not much of them.
Nah, fair enough. There is
I've
a
done the
copy.
tactics
Ooh,
games.
Thank you. There is a I don't know if they're still streaming. I don't know if like I'm in a good communications with them and such like that, but there was a streamer I followed. They were a capybara, and they would do speed runs of Final Fantasy, like the first one, like randomizer speed runs.
Damn.
I want to like. I wish I could. Like, I'm pretty sure they're Australian as well. It would be cool to like get in contact with them and being like, hey, I'm looking to like, you know, go through all the Final Fantasy games, and you know, while I like, you know, very fresh face to all this kind of stuff, and there's definitely like, you know, a fun to you know, doing it all like fresh faced and such. Wait, was it 12, not the old MMO one?
No.
9 or 12 together. The
12.
11 is the
11
MMO.
is the MMO.
Yep.
Yeah, 11 is the MMO. 12 is not.
I don't. Has there been, other than MMOs, and has there been a collaborative, like a co-op Final Fantasy? I didn't think there was. It's been a very single-player experience.
There was the Crystal games on the game not the Game Boy, the 3DS. FF9 has couch co-op, does it?
What in the world?
I don't remember 9 ever having co-op.
That also couch co-op. Oh, I guess Final Fantasy 9 is a PlayStation. It's a PlayStation 2 game, right?
Yeah. I didn't remember that even having. No, it was a PlayStation 1 game.
Oh.
Hey, I'm gonna have to double check that, because that is...
Final Fantasy 9 was the final PlayStation 1 game. Ah, it's in the settings, but you could assign certain characters to certain controller ports. Ah, okay, that's cool. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, there's a lot of magical Oblivion Knights over there that make it a little bit difficult.
Yep, I am...
Greetings.
It doesn't help a lot of these guys are throwing fucking poison at us.
Yeah, I might swap to... Where is it? Here it is. I can do cleansing, so it does a little bit of healing, and it also reduces the length of time you and your party will remain poisoned or cursed.
Good idea.
Imagine doing couch co-op nowadays. Well, I feel like... Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like couch co-op would... Like, are we talking about the physical couch co-op, or are we talking about the camera couch co-op? Because physical couch co-op, like, we've moved away from that for, like, you know, better systems to be able to, like, you know, for instance, going through Halo cooperatively. We no longer need to do the split screen nonsense. We each have our own view. Or are you talking about the couch co-op, like, camera angle, which is, you know, early Lego games where it's like, ah, yes, you and I are going to be playing this game together, but we have to share the same screen, so you can't be running off to the right side while I'm trying to run off to the left side.
Also, I've put a portal down. Cleared out the area and put a portal down.
Thank you, I'm right next to it. So now I just need to find... Ooh, there's my corpse.
Over here is your corpse.
Yep, there it is. And now to just put all my...
And your gold is... don't forget your gold's in there, your big pile of gold.
Yep, hang on, I'm just putting all of my...
The seal number 1.
Oh, now I need to I forgot to resurrect my guy. Oh, what the shit?
Oh, shit. Sorry, I didn't realize that spawning the seals would spawn these guys.
Jesus Christ. Grand Vizier of Chaos. Are you shitting me right now?
That was on me. That was on me. I'm sorry.
Okay, I need to turn off the item thingamadiggy so I can at least see what I'm hitting. Alright. Gold, thank you. And then greater healing. Scroll of identify. Rejuvenation potion.
I'm just gonna go through because I need to get some potions because like I have lost a lot of potions.
Yeah. We can purchase greater healing, which is all right, but like super potions are better. All right. Glaive and Dirk. See what those are about. Ooh. What kind of Dirk is this? Oh, it's just a sing. Man, it would be funny if there was like a Dirk that was like multiple slots, but I think it can only hold the one. All right. Thunder and normal speed. Yeah, cool. So now
You know what's kind of funny? You know, I was thinking about with Couch Co-op. What's actually kind of funny is Resident Evil Revelations 2 was online play, right, for console, but when it came to PC, they changed it to remote play.
Stay a while and listen.
Okay. And later, Lego, they let the split camera so you can run away from player one. Yeah, no, I remember them. They did that for, I think it was as early as either Indiana Jones or The Lord of the Rings. One of them two.
Yeah.
All right. I need to talk to this guy and repair all my gear. There we go.
Oh yeah, I need to repair mine too.
And then
check with this lady, see if she's got anything decent. No. Wait, hang on, I didn't check the shields.
Strength, mana. So these items are for finding better items. It's 1, 2, 3. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right.
Alright. When you're ready, you go through the portal first, because...
2 energy and lightning resistance. 3 energy. God damn, these are terrible. Ding, dong, bam, boom. .30 attack radius, 3 to light.
At some point, I need better chest armor.
I have, like, so what do you got right now for your chest armor?
I have, Hawkmail, which gives me 122 defense, but it's like, it's...
Okay. Because I've got the Angelic Mantle, which gives you enhanced, it doesn't... Sanders Riprap. I've got a superior breastplate with, like, 2 slots in it, which does 8% enhanced defense, increases the maximum durability, and has 2 slots in it. You require 30 strength, but if we look at the... So if we do a 2-slot body armor, we get stealth, which gives us... So using Tal and Elth, we do magic damage...
I've got both of those.
Tal and Elth?
Let me have a look. Thal, Eld, Ral, Tal. Yeah, I got a Tal.
Yep.
If... T... Nef. Ah, don't have an F.
Alright, let me have a look at my collection. I've got an ETH, so I got one of those.
Yeah.
So by doing... So that creates the word stealth, which is...
Yep.
Works for 2-slot body armors, which is... magic damage is reduced by 3, plus 6 to dexterity, plus 15 to maximum stamina, plus 30% poison resistance, regenerate 15% mana, plus so 25% faster run walk, 25% faster cast rate, 25% faster hit recovery.
Yeah, and what have you got for the socketed? What was it? A breastplate, was it?
So wait, that's a 3er. Here's a 2er, which does plus 8 enhanced defense and increases maximum durability 15%. So like this right now.
Okay, that's 74.
Did you see it?
What did I miss? Oh, hi there, Wild Saber. Welcome. As an American, I'm grinning ear to ear like a Chester cat as Europeans are seeing the light when it comes to food and spices. Oh yeah, for whatever reason, ranch. There is a huge amount of people that are being taught about the wonders of ranch dressing. I am actually really curious what Blue thinks of like all the like foreign nations like coming into America and going into things like, oh yeah, Texas Roadhouse is like cost balance analysis the best restaurant to go into. Ranch is okay. Apparently not the American ranch.
I don't think I've ever had ranch before.
Actually, hang on a sec. I think I have a 3. Yeah, I've got a 3-slot breastplate. Let me see what we can do with 3 slots. 3-slotted shield. No. 3-slotted body armor. If we have hell, we do not have. I don't think we have hell or so that's not gonna fly.
No.
3-slot body armor. Shale, Thule, nah. Yeah, so I'm looking at, and it looks like there's like an item level limit to some of the items as well. Apparently Ranch is sending ambassadors to UK to start selling it in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh, I
like
love aioli as well, Zookeeper. Chat, type 1 if you think aioli is the same as mayonnaise.
No,
It's
aioli
not.
tastes better.
Here's the thing. Some people think that aioli is just mayonnaise with herbs. That is not true. Aioli does not have egg in it. Mayonnaise has egg in it. Aioli just has, like, oils and other like mixes in it and such like that. Mayonnaise actually has egg in it. Big
Just
stretch.
Checking. No, I was just checking because like some of the stores, like some of them will have
Slotted items or.
Yeah, but I'm not getting any luck with this one. So I was just checking the crust because I don't want to drop those in straight away if it's not going to give me enough bonuses.
Yep. At level. What level are we again? We are.
Level
20. I'm 26 right now.
26.
Okay, so we can only create items that are like item levels 26 and below. So we can't do like, Ort Soul for Helm because that's item level 27. But we could do Strength.
I mean, I can give a go at Stealth and see if it gives us anything decent.
Yeah, I reckon it's worth doing.
If not, I can at least put it. If not, I can at least put it onto my mercenary. Otherwise,
yeah, because like the thing is that with the way my inventory is right now, it's like I kind of need to start putting some stuff into things.
All right, let me just have a look. So, I and C. So,
did you see it?
Yeah, I do lose a fair bit of defense.
Mm-hmm. New Invader Sims show in the works. Nice. I have no strong feelings.
I mean, the faster walk run speed's a little bit better. And there's the regeneration of mana, which isn't too bad, but the rest of it is, I'm better off giving it to my mercenary, I think.
Alright, fair. What is my mercenary looking like? No, not the party. A? No. Where is... How do I show up my, not Q, not U.
Like, if we get a full... If we end up finding, like, a full plate or something with sockets in it, then I would probably grab that.
I have my thoughts if you want them, but I know the answer. All good. You're welcome.
Probably not at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just...
Oh, sorry.
Hang on. Where's the button for showing... Oh, there we go. It's the letter O. So yeah, so right now I've got this guy using Isenhart's horn in case.
Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to drop them.
But yeah, so I feel like if I can improve his shield... He just needs Isenhart's parry, and then he would get like a full-on like thingy-madiggy, but I don't think I have a shield that will do what I want it to do. So.
I've got a shield you might be able to give you, dude.
Okay, you got a shield?
Oh, hang on.
If it's
One of
Isenhart's
my-
parry, I will be amazed.
No, it's not, but it's it is Calgor's Claw, which gives 17 defense and poison length reduced.
Okay. 26, 35% chance to block. This is 30 with a 60% chance to block. 15% recover, 10% increased chance of blocking, plus 5 mana, 17 poison length reduced by 75. Nah, it's okay. The snake bone shield is still better for him. Sorry.
Just wanted to make sure. You're welcome to keep it for now if you'd like.
Nah, I've already got like enough items in here that I need to start like trying to find uses for them and such. So that's level 42. That's 29, and this is Gauntlets of Chance. All right.
Hang on, I want to check something.
All right, I'm gonna get some potions.
So I'll sell that.
There we go. All right. All right. Okay.
We'll do one gambler.
Just one. One.
Wow. Okay, that one wasn't too bad.
You peeps have been talking shit across us from the pond. Here's the thing, Wild Saber. Like, I've... where's my brain at? The spectrum of, like, what, like, Australians can... Like, I've seen it on Twitter where some people are like, oh, do Australians hate Americans? No, not really. Australians could not care is probably... Like, they could care less about America. The way I hear Australians talk about Americans outside of stream and outside the internet is quite simply summed up to either why, like, you know, they speak English, you know, we hear about them once in a while, we don't really care too much, going from, you know, that level of not caring to it's a reality TV show that we love following, and we would love to laugh at the Americans as they do some really dumb decisions in their politics or whatever systems that they are currently engaged in, and that there's no way that Australia would do the exact same thing as the Americans. That's what the that's how America is interpreted by the Australians. Also, wait, what?
Tap, tap, tap. Check and see if that stone hide's good for your mercenary.
I reckon it is. Hang on. It's less defense, but it gives him a higher... Yeah, it's way less defense because Eisenhart gives like 155 and increases defense by 40 and gives an additional 52. In 2 strength, 10 life. Yeah, here's the problem. It's like Eisenhart... Like, it's a green. It's gonna do better than most things, unfortunately.
Alright, well, I'll sell this and let's go then kill Diablo.
Alrighty then. I'll go through your portal first. Alright, so this was the first portal that was... Or the first seal?
So I've broken 2 of them already, so that one and that one have been broken.
Okay, so knowing that logic, there's gonna be 2 more on the other side here.
And then 1 big one somewhere else. Oop, hang on. And then Diablo's gonna spawn in the middle.
Yep. Do you need me to swap to cleansing?
Nah, good at the moment.
Alrighty. There we go. I'm just gonna turn off items just so I can see better the enemies. I got a free pass. The third of my friends are Americans. Wow.
Okay, so I think there's 1 over here.
Yep, we're okay, this is probably where it starts getting a little tricky. Also, why is it not showing Ko the Yoshi in my top left corner like normal?
Could be. Like, it's showing you and mine.
Okay, maybe it's a party leader thing then. Alright, seal 1.
Just be careful, because, yeah, these guys are going to spawn.
Yep. I'm still alive. Alright, Lord D. Ceci. Ooh, chainmail,
Oh,
green.
green chainmail. Mind if I grab that one?
Yeah, you grab the chainmail. I will grab the yellow, and I can do a real quick identify because I've got so many spare scrolls.
Carton's mesh. Interesting.
Okay, so I can't wear the Avenger guard. It's a 3 slot, amazingly enough.
So that's Carthon's mesh. That one there that I got.
And then there's something called the Brimstone Smasher. 37% increase enhanced damage. Hits cause monsters to flee. 50% chance. Plus 3 to mana after each kill. 50% damage to what's Moosey's. Okay. Meanwhile, this ring is 3% mana stolen per hit.
Alright, you ready?
Yep, alright. Next thingy. I need to figure out what I want for Brekkie. Have you thought of getting yourself a meat pie?
Ooh. I could go for a good old shepherd's pie.
Alright. These Oblivion Knights are normally the tricky ones. Alright. Claw Topaz. Ooh, a Grand Charm.
I'll let you pick that one up.
Plus 7% faster run walk.
No. Zooks, it's called a dog's eye with some dead horse. You don't see a dead dog's eye.
What are you talking about a pie?
Yes.
Ah.
A meat pie is called a dog's eye, and then when you add tomato sauce to it, that's dead horse.
Okay, I don't know what purple means. Purple might be the curse thing. Alright.
You mean the jawbone
No,
thing?
not that. Hang on. What did I just pick up? Okay, I'm gonna drop you. Yeah, alright.
Okay, the next seal's over here, and then Diablo's gonna spawn.
Yep.
First, you'll have to deal with these minions. Oh, crap! Can you drop a portal?
Give me a second. I'm trying not to die right now. I died.
Dang it.
Okay. That's a problem.
We can always exit and come back, and then our corpses will be here in the middle.
I feel like that's a cheap shot.
I mean, yeah, it is. Still.
Alright, so not this. So grab you. We withdraw. Actually, we
Good
just
thing I
need
kept some of this stuff.
3. We withdraw 10,000. I give myself the Angelic Mantle. And the Angelic Binding. Let's see, Berserker's Hatchet and Berserker's Headgear. Just so then that way I can do those. Can't wear you, but I can wear you. Can't use you. I can wear you. Increase light radius. Actually, hang on. How much better is? No.
Oh, by the way, Grant, if code isn't showing up in your player/social settings, in the menu, see if player portraits aren't disabled for some reason.
In your party, click to go hostile. Click to squelch. Options, gameplay. Quick cast skills, display active skill. Legacy. Show ammo count on skill. Show the clock. Allow online chat. Chat gem mode. Accessibilities. Controller. Auto map is full screen.
Alright.
Center when cleared. Show party members. Show character name. Show game name. Show terror zones. Offline scaling.
The one problem is, as soon as we get back into Diablo's thing, Diablo is probably going to be there waiting for us.
That's gonna be a problem.
So we can circumvent and go around him. Otherwise, like I said, we can always just do the cheap thing and...
Hang on. Speed. I just need a shield. Alright, talk to what's Mahuzi? Resurrect my dude. No, you don't have anything for me. You're wearing stuff right now?
Yeah, we gotta go to the River of Flame.
Gamble. No, I don't have enough for that, so it's a trade.
What do you need?
I'm just waiting for you by the River of Flame.
Yep. Alright, +1 to strength, +7 to life. Oh, actually, yes. Grab. Not enough gold? Ah, because I only have 4,000. God damn you.
No, we're on PC. I'm just looking like I'm on console because I'm playing with controller.
Yep. There we go. Alrighty. Slow and steady. River of Flame.
Let's that go really fast. Yep, River of Flame.
Alrighty. I am swapping over to... I'm gonna swap over to Prayer. You're up ahead?
Yep. Yeah, just a little bit, not too far.
Alright. Because everyone should
sure
be
there's
dead
anything
here.
Yeah, just double checking if there was anything and clear them out.
Alright. So yeah, because I was honestly impressed of like how quickly I was getting ganked by all that.
Yeah, those dudes were not playing around.
Yeah. All right.
So what we need to do is when we get here, stick to the right-hand side. Don't go too far in.
Yep.
Although I don't think Diablo's going to spawn until we kill that minion. Just waiting on you, Grant. I'm going to drop a portal here just in case.
Yep. All right. All right. Yep. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's just go slowly. All right. Do we see anyone? Yep. There's one guy. All right. I see two coming around. Pull back. Pull back. Pull back.
Yeah.
Because we don't want like too many of them. That is shockingly not the fastest I've seen LOS delete someone. Oh, Infector of Souls. Okay. All right.
Oh, antlers. I'm gonna take those.
Give me a sec. I need a. There's. All right. Where is?
Death can save you from
I can't carry it.
Shit. Problem now.
As long as we don't go too far out. Hang on. I put a portal here.
All right. Sorry, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, because I just realized that I've got no room for things either.
Yeah, and you're in the way of the. I can't get to. There we go.
Hey.
There we go. All right. Chest, you go into there. Angelic, you go into there. Boots, you go there. Angelic, you go there. Because I was wearing this, I think. And then...
Here. Give this to your sword, dude.
Seven to 19 versus 17. 50%.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll give it to him.
I'll put that to good use.
All right. You go here.
I might keep these for another I might keep these for another druid build later on, because like.
Sigurd goes here. And then I can put these potions here. You go into there, you go into there. And then, let's see, you're flawed, you go into there. You're flawed, you go into there. Put you over here for now. Scroll of identify, stamina potion. Alright, so I'm just gonna go through your portal. Try and grab my stuff.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah. I'm gonna go through mine as well. Drop that for
Alright, where
I'm gonna
is
drop
my
another portal.
corpse?
I'm
There
gonna
it
drop
is.
another portal.
Alright, Dink?
Wait, where are my boots?
What boots?
Hang on. I think I stupidly put the boots.
There's a ring of that. There's a full regeneration potion that goes into there. You go into here. Greater healing. These are all great.
Oh, I think my ethereal boots are gone.
That's not good.
Alright, I'll just put on some cheap and nasties.
No, hang on. Let me go through your portal real quick. I had a pair of boots that were like, you know. Also, there's something called Steel the Axe at the thingy. Hang on. So I had a pair of these guys, Sanders Rip Wraps.
Oh no, yeah, I've got those too.
I can't carry anymore.
All right.
Maybe I had those on and I didn't realize it.
So yeah, because I took that out of my inventory, by the by.
Okay, well maybe I had those on and didn't realize it. Like I'm an idiot.
All right, I'm gonna.
Well, you can have those back. You can have your Sanders Rip Wraps back.
Sorry, give me a sec. I'm just moving nonsense around, and I'm gonna try and pick up this axe. So you had steel? Was that your axe?
Yeah. That was I was just gonna sell that.
It's a pretty decent axe, I would imagine. Like, it doesn't give any
Yeah,
like
but
what's
for
in
a
the
first level though.
Yeah, I guess. Because like my thing with like the +1 of Paladin makes it better. All right, I'll give this back to you, so you can use it for the gold. I'll grab the Sanders Rip Wraps back, and I'll put that back in the inventory. All right.
What do you need?
And then anything I need to? No, I need to put my gold away. Does grinding beat Big D first try? We can make that a poll if we want. Like, hang on a second. Let me see if I can do a prediction.
Yeah. See if we can do one.
So yeah. Alrighty, put your predictions in. Will this be like a first
That's
try?
if you're on Grant's side.
That's-
If you're on Grant's side.
Yep. Yeah or nah? I'm just trying to think.
Put your gamblers in.
It's very much tempting to grab some of these. So like +4 to strength, 17. You know what? I'm gonna put some of these in. Hang on. So +4 to strength, +4 to strength. 17 stamina. Do I have anything? 2 attack rating, 1 strength, and a poison resistance. That's... Let me see. Do I have any other...
I think the main thing should be if you've got. Do you have any magic that throws anything out?
My spear is ranged.
Yeah, just because what we can do is let the dogs do most of the work while we sit at range or something like that, or.
I don't think I have anything that's a slotted range. All right, let's have a look. There is no one that gambled into the yeah, which is a bit of a problem, which means For the sake of first try, they lose if both players have a corpse on the ground at the same time. Yeah, that's I think a fair assessment.
Yep. I believe that. Yep.
Alrighty.
But if at least one of us lives and Diablo dies, then that counts as a victory.
Yeah. Plus 10 to life. All right, hang on. There we go. All right. Yep, I've got prayer on is what we're going for. All right, I'm gonna go through the portal first.
Yep.
What? Why didn't it? There we go. For whatever
And I'm
reason.
gonna drop another portal down. Ready to go.
All right.
Grab any of these potions in case we need them.
Yep. My inventory is very full, so I have like barely any.
Yep.
All right.
So he'll be right in the center. He'll come to us if need be. You'll know him when he starts his attack. There he is.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping all of my things up.
Yep. Hang on. Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Sorry, I'm just really quickly getting... dunk, donk.
You might want to be careful.
Yeah, no, I'm... Oh, Jesus. Like... Oh, he's barely taking hits. Moving out of the way of the fire.
Yep.
Is he meant to be a battle of attrition like this?
Yeah, normally he's a toughie.
Okay, okay.
Fell.
Alright, I'm gonna have him away from your corpse. Oh, I have barely... Be sure to grab potions when you're here. What? Where is he? There he is. Come on. Over here.
Grab some.
Get over here, please. Oh, there he goes. Yep, cool.
I'm gonna make sure I pop another portal down for just in case.
59% attack rate on Diablo. Ah, that would probably explain it. Come on, where are you?
I'm back.
No, I meant like Diablo himself, just trying to keep him away from your corpse.
Hello.
There he is.
There, yep.
Oh, damn, he got me again.
Okay, I need potions. That's the problem. Oh shit. I'm just keeping him away from your corpse right now.
Yep.
And then...
Alright, where are you, Grant?
Just at the top here. Oh, yeah, no, that fucker does a lot. That lightning does a lot of damage. I need to get potions, I'm sorry.
No, you run back. I've opened the portal.
Alright, how far back is your portal? There it is. Alright,
I'm glad they've kept a health shrine right here.
What do you mean I don't have enough gold? Oh my god, I need to grab the gold out of my shared inventory. Shared, grab. Let's go with... There we go. 20,000 should do it. Resurrect our fella. Stay alive. Alright, and then grab the full resurrection. It's a common layout for CS, that's not a guarantee. Hang on. Dink, donk, bam, donk, dink. You're still alive?
Yeah.
Alright, donk, donk. Yep, you're about as good as we can. Back into the Chaos Sanctuary we go. What do you got? Chilling armor, glacial... Alright, hopefully your ice nonsense will do.
We've got him down to halfway,
Oh,
so
Jesus!
we're doing it.
Fuck. Like, he got so much of
kill
my...
you?
No, he, like, got it down real fast. It's because of that lightning shit. Is he chasing after you?
Yeah, he's chasing after me.
I hate his, like... And there goes my guy, dead again. We got him halfway. Are you... Yeah, you're still alive? How are you doing on potions?
Yeah, yep, still. I probably will need to duck back in soon.
Yep. Where the fuck is he? Oh, there he is, up there. Stop throwing the ring of fire! That's uncalled for. I can't dodge that shit! And that's me out of potions. Alright, oh, damn, he takes... Alright, I'm going back to pick up potions. Where is your portal? There it is.
Thank you, Super Base, for reminding people.
Alright, dink. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then...
I was actually heading back to some of the other areas we were at just to make sure that if anyone dropped any potions in those areas.
God, damn it, I still don't... Once again, I'm forgetting... I forget that I don't have... Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna grab you and put you into that one there. So then that way I don't have to keep going back and forth. Alright, resurrect you. And we go back to you. Trade. Alrighty, I will drop some potions near the portal. Oop. There we go. I'm gonna drop some potions near the portal, so then that way you can just, like, grab them.
Yep.
That way it's not like a full trip back. Alright, are you still at the,
Well,
Yep, I see you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still in the center, so he's back over there.
Back over where?
You'll find him in the center area.
Ah, I see him. I see him. Come on. Oh.
Thank you for the health potions.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, lightning will do so much fucking damage. It is uncalled for. Could you fucking stop with the...
Ring of Fire.
Yeah, the Ring of Fire I think is my more annoying one to deal with because it is just a huge amount. And that's my companion dead again. And that lightning is the worst. Okay, so apparently there's like some barriers that he will not pass through. 3. Barely doing anything. Cool.
I have to head back for some mana potion.
Okay, I need to... Oh, shit! That
He
was
didn't
just...
kill you, did he?
No, but like that was just basically half my health in one hit. Oh, I should have bought mana potions for you, shouldn't I?
Alright, I stocked up on some extras.
Yep.
Portal down.
Cool, cool, cool.
We will do this!
This is such a lengthy fucking fight. And what's more is, like, there's still, like, the fifth act.
The problem doesn't help the fact that we are actually under level for this fight.
What do you mean we're under leveled? Oh, shit. No, fuck, fuck,
By
fuck,
now,
fuck, 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 fuck.
like-
I need to, sorry, I was nearly dead. I need to go grab potions.
By now, playing in single player, I would have been level 30 to almost 40.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, none of that is helpful. Alright, let me...
Greetings.
Okay, so we're really, like, you know, pushing ourselves then. Alright,
Yep.
drop you, drop you, drop you, drop you. Alright, so I've got greater healing and greater mana now. Alright, where are you, where are you, where are you? Yeah, the lightning, I don't have a really good lightning resistance. Jesus Christ.
Okay, your bone prison shit can go fuck off.
Gone. Oh, shit! That was me dead.
Don't worry, I'm still alive.
Alright. Resurrect my guy real quick. Yeah, that took, like... That took potions out of my, that took money out of my safe. Like, my personal safe. Because they were like, oh yeah, let's just take 40,000 out. And I was just like, are you shitting me right now? Alright, ow. Shit. Do not. And there we go again. Do you think Velk would have told us?
I mean, Velk probably would have told us something.
Hmm.
I mean, we've got him down pretty far. We're doing it. We're getting there.
You're dying. You're dying. You need to...
Crap.
That's not good. I'm still alive. I don't know how long.
I'm gonna drop portal down.
I need a potion here.
Figure out
There we go.
Way around. Oh, I did not get eaten. Oh, I almost got eaten by those flames.
Hmm. Where the fuck is he? You're almost dead, by the by.
Yep.
I need to get potions, I'm sorry. And my guy is nearly...
I left them by the portal.
Okay. Tashid, get out of there, please.
Nope, he did.
Oh, god damn you. Alright. Going back through the portal so I can resurrect him and get more potions. If Grant reaches his body in time, that would be so close. That's literally server lag. Split the difference because on code screen, both were down at the same time.
Hail to you, champion.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
My birds were going after him for a second.
Alright. He definitely didn't get his corpse back before Tark did. Okay, then. I will take that as, nah, we did not get through. So that's a first. So that's technically our first failure? Where the fuck is our...
Say...
Wait, what? Where's the... We had a poll. We had a... Oh, wait, not... Sorry. There we go. What the fuck? No, we... Will Code win this fight? Wait, did one of my moderators close it already? Submissions closed. Yeah.
Is now really the good time for this?
Well, I'm not dying, so... I just need to avoid the lightning, because that's honestly the worst. Also, whenever my guy does Frost on Diablo, is a fucking godsend.
Come on, we've almost got him.
Oh, what the... Somehow I died to that. I don't know how. I lost track. I need you to move Diablo real quick. Amazingly enough, still alive. And I forgot to resurrect my guy, which is a problem. Are you still alive? Yes, you are.
At the moment.
Yeah!
Get Jen!
Woo! Lol, I can't carry anything because of my I can't pick up
I need
any...
a lot of potions anyway.
Yeah.
I am overburdened.
I pick up a claymore. Claymore of maiming. Light thingy, military pick.
I can't use this yet.
I'll grab the light-plated boots, and I can grab the...
I can't use this yet.
Hang on.
he...
Sorry, I need a... Beast Slayer. I'll put you in there for now.
That was a war of attrition.
That very much was. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that was fucking terrible.
Thank you for the gift sub to Fox Metro.
Yay! Oh my gosh. So, after like using like so many fucking potions, dying so many times, we did it. Town portal. Unless, is there a portal here that we need to go to?
No, we gotta go to the town portal.
Alright. Goodness gracious.
Now we gotta talk to Diablo.
There was great potential in you, my friend.
Potential in you,
But wait, what about the soul stone? He didn't have a soul stone on him, did he?
Though my
Nope.
ancestors often struggled against the three evils and their minions, I've always lived a shut-in, scholarly life. I'm glad that my wisdom aided you. I wish to leave this place. Though heaven's gates are a marvel to behold, I hope I won't have to see them again.
Hang on. May I tell you of a hidden mechanic on that fight that made it even more miserable than you thought it was? For the Diablo fight? Code, do we want to know? I kind of want to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, let us know. So, because like like Code said, we were like a little bit under leveled. Any hits I was doing to Diablo were like a 60% chance of hitting. I typed it in after you said sure originally. So if you didn't think hitting him was bad enough, Diablo has a 50% chance when hit by melee to just negate the attack. Oh.
Wow.
Well, that's fucking annoying. That's not.
That is bullshit.
That's not fair.
That is 50 levels of bullshit.
Sorry, I'm just putting all these charms away.
Yeah.
All right. And then swap back to this. This is a military pick, which I'm probably going to sell, quite frankly. Oh, there's a hype train going off. How did that happen?
What do you need?
I don't know, but I want to know. Come on, people. Let's keep the hype train going.
Like, I don't understand. How did that happen?
It's a shared hype train, apparently.
So, cause like you got a sub, I know that much, but that's all I'm seeing on my side. That's weird.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Shall we talk tutorial?
By the way, if you were dying to that you couldn't see was Diablo's Finger of Death, named after the D&D spell of the same name. That was also what was freezing you. Okay, so now we gotta talk to what's-mahoozies.
Tutorial.
Praise be to the light. You have accomplished the impossible.
Nice.
Diablo and Mephisto have been banished back into the black abyss that spawned them.
Oh, it literally started just because of you, Code. Like, only, like, it was one gifted sub that did it.
They'll remain behind in the mortal realm.
So, Code is 100% responsible for this hype train.
Searching for the World Stone, the ancient source of all the Soul Stones and their power, while leaving behind a...
Oh, and there's all kinds of, like, emotes you can get during a shared hype train that I do not have.
Directly for the summit of Mount Aria. Vale knows, mortal hero.
So many levels.
That is the very site of the blessed world.
There we go.
Now, enter the portal I have opened for you. It will take you to the barbarian city of Harroth, the last bastion of order on the slopes of Ariat.
So he's talking about the order that first did the Soulstone stuff.
All right. Ready to go through the portal?
The epilogue. I'm guessing this is Act 5, technically.
Eerie music. Ooh.
Ah.
Later that he was defeated.
So this is how we got here. What happened?
Yeah, okay, so...
The Soul Stones were destroyed in Hellforge.
Yep, that was us, technically speaking.
All except one.
Yeah, the soul stone that's... I'm guessing he still has that soul stone, didn't he? Because, like, when last we saw him, like, he was going into hell with the soul stone.
Nope, he never went in.
I couldn't enter that gate.
Oh.
Forgive me, Tyrael. Forgive me.
Is that Tyrael?
Marius, give me the stone, and all is forgiven.
You'll find out.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like Tyrael.
Give it to me, Marius.
Don't forget, I'm a little bit behind because you went through the portal first.
Ah, okay.
This is finally over.
Give it to me. I will give you kisses.
Stone has done to me.
You haven't failed, old man. You've done exactly as you were meant to do. However, I am not the Archangel Tyrael.
Well, no.
You have done well, Marius. Now I think you shall have your reward.
What have I done to deserve
Hentai.
Yeah. Oh, so the voices were in his head. There was actually no one in here. He's so obviously repeating no. I think low is like an old style no. But yeah, I'm guessing. So yeah, so those voices, those screams and such, like that was actually all in his head because of the stone and shit. That wasn't actually.
No, because they're screaming in the distance if you read the subtitle.
But like in the distance, like in the back of his mind, kind of thing.
Yep. Eerie music.
Is there a way for me to like? I don't want to skip. I want to pause to try and like marry up to you.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You're just gonna be a few seconds ahead of me is the only thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cause yeah, looking at your stream, yeah, I'm like a good few seconds.
Grant hasn't really played through the Final Fantasy, so I would say Final Fantasy 14 is really his only favorite one.
The critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14. Hey, hidden Mickey in his amulet.
Heh. Oh, there is two. And on his belt buckle.
Oh, those are demons and skeletons in there.
Yep, and demon skeleton. How are those skeletons holding that up?
Magic. Wait, is it Bale or Ball? I thought it was Ball.
No, it's Bale. I think there was several mispronunciations. Long A.
Bale! The gates of Sescheron have stood for eons beyond remembrance, and you shall not breach them now. Remove your foul demons from our lands. We stand on the side of light. You shall not be allowed to reach Mount Ariat, and that which you seek will not be yours.
Ooh.
I shall take your position into consideration.
And
Oh!
Well, it seems your terms are not acceptable.
yummy.
They just fucking exploded him.
Poor guy.
Also, can't they just, like, pull the drawbridge? Because that looks like that drawbridge could open and close.
Act 5.
The Lord of Destruction.
The Lord of your mom's auction.
Always loved how much they popped. It was just crazy seeing, like, all this extra action and then pop.
I think in the original, it's a bit more of a large, bloodier mess. Like, if I remember in the original, like, animation, it was like...
Welcome you to Herogoth, the last...
like someone had just taken a pimple and popped it.
Sorry.
I, Mala, welcome
Just going through this again.
the last stronghold of order on Mount Ariat. You have come to the right place if you intend to defeat Baal, the Lord of Destruction. Baal has laid waste to our mountain and its denizens. His minions continue.
Where are you, Grant? You're over here?
Yep.
While Qualkek and his men have proven helpless to stop them. Baal is still out on the mountain looking for something, but I know not what.
We're gonna be severely underleveled for this area, aren't we?
Themselves to
little bit.
around Herogoth.
Okay,
Some
okay.
of us here certainly need
We might...
do not appreciate your
Do we want to call it early then? Like, it's been... so it's 10,
It is not
11, 12... Yeah, like, we'll get...
It has been 3 hours.
It has been 3 hours, so we'll go for like 20 more... I need to go to the bathroom, I'm so sorry. Hang on a sec.
That's alright.
We'll converse for like 30 minutes or something like that.
Too bad. I don't think it'll be too bad in this area, but if we want to wait for Velk to do catch up, like we can do that.
Yeah. By the way, just so you guys don't get hoodwinked here, town prices are doubled till you complete quest 1. See, I didn't need to know that, though.
against Baal.
Anyway, bathroom break. I'm so sorry. I need a piss so bad.
Yeah, so I think she does mostly this stuff. Yeah, I remember it from the first time playing through it.
Alright, I'm back. They just do nothing to tell you in game that they were, so often you just get a bunch of gold stolen from you. Okay. So what is... Yeah, we don't have a quest yet.
Yeah.
And Deckard Cain is here.
I am amazed to find this place so untouched.
Amazing.
Everything else in the path of Baal, the Lord of Destruction, lies in ruin. These barbarians must indeed be the legendary guardians of Mount Arreat. They're a proud, hardy people. Don't expect to be greeted warmly. Strangers here rarely are.
That could have been the indicator of, like, expensive goods.
Spend some time with the townsfolk and try to understand them better. I'll let you know what I discover.
There is a dude over here we can talk to first with the first quest.
I've long heard of your people.
As a young warrior, I even considered the pilgrimage to Kurast. But I was younger then and foolish. My place has always been here, protecting Haragoth and Mount Arreat with it. I am Qualkek.
He looks
What do
like
you
a
say about
paladin.
you being a paladin?
Yeah.
You have
He's like, as a young warrior, I even considered taking the pilgrimage, but he was foolish.
Don't expect anyone to mourn if you get yourself killed. Baal is true to his namesake. He has ravaged through our lands like a merciless plague. The protective ward laid down by our lost elders helps hold the evil at bay. But Baal's siege has taken its toll all the same. Most of my men are now dead. Others are trapped in the mountain passes. But I swear we are not beaten yet. We will fight to the end to protect this mountain.
Okay, so that's one.
Lysak over here is the guy we want to talk to in regards to
Except fool.
the first quest.
Why would you
Okay.
Are you a vulture come
This guy will actually, if you're a necromancer, he'll say things about you.
to make a name for yourself? The mountain is ours to protect.
Okay.
It's only a matter of time before Hell's legions are routed.
And then, let me in through this. Oh, I can't go through that building. It looks like the door is open and it won't let me into the building. Won't let me into this building either. Can't talk to that man. Oh, Larzak.
If you're here to defeat Baal, you must prove it. As we speak, Haragoth is under siege by Baal's demons. Catapults rain death just outside the town walls. Baal himself travels up the sacred mountain, having left in charge here one of his most vicious generals, Shank the Overseer. A ruthless taskmaster, he lashes his own minions into suicidal frenzies on the battlefield. If you wish to prove yourself to us, destroy the monster Shank that commands those infernal catapults outside Haragoth. Return to me. At your service.
Yeah, okay. So that's our first quest. It's got us kill Shank the Overseer. Okay, how badly is the... Alright, cool. We can double back. Nice. Alright.
This does have 6 quest lines.
Yep. Is Alcor and Cursed hating everyone but the Necromancer? Everyone else? Get the fuck out of my lawn. Alright, so... we would need to go... so through this gate?
Baal, I'm coming for you.
Oh yeah, I'm barely hitting him. So, yeah, 74% chance to hit, so not a good chance.
The barbarians will help a little bit here while we get everything sorted.
Yeah, having might enabled is going to be very helpful through here.
Hopefully here we should get some levels too.
Let's... Hopefully so. I don't know how quickly we get the levels, though.
All good, thanks, Super Base. We're currently really only sticking with the 3 of us when we do games, but
Yeah.
it's nice for people to ask when they go, hey, if you do need a hand, I've got a character that can come and lend you a hand, but it's like...
Thank you for the offer, but we're keeping it in the circle of friends right now.
Keeping it in the family.
Ow, that hurt my back.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you back with that.
Nah, it's okay, it's okay. So... Go.
Another catapult up there. Oh, and our buffs actually buff the barbarians too.
Which is good, because like my guy Yashid does like a little bit of buffing as well.
Yeah, because he's got that frost aura, doesn't he?
Yep.
I'm just gonna go down here quickly because there was a bit of an area we missed down here. Just make sure there wasn't a catapult down here. Yep, catapult.
Yep, okay.
I do want to play Reign of the War a lot later on. It doesn't add any story, but it adds, like, you know, the character and a few extra bits of bots.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I didn't really purchase into it, because it's like, oh, it's like kind of inconsequential to me in the way and how I play.
Yeah, for the extra stash, I mean, again, we're not really, you know, like, that bad on stash, so I'm not too fussed.
Yeah.
Ow. Hi, Draco Man. How you doing? I see another catapult. I'm gonna go and take care of it.
It's kind of funny to see like something that's immune to something. Well, that's lightning.
Oh, a heraldic shield.
Borrow damage.
3 socket heraldic shield.
Ooh, lucky you.
All resistances +6. Well, that's more for you anyway, so you might want it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I think you can add sockets into weapons with the right. So you could add a 4th socket to it if you wanted to build it into spirit.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna check down here in case there was another catapult.
All good, all good. Is there a quest to deal with the catapults?
Yeah, we got to deal with the catapults and the dude.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Just want to sing the devs' praise in case somehow they hear it. More of this, please. More loot goblin positive behaviors, please. Less monetization.
Exactly.
More slots, and let us stack weapons of similar similar typing. Actually,
Yeah.
okay, no. I actually have an idea. Whenever there's like green items and stuff like that for stashing purposes, because they're normally going to be like, you know, static kind of typing, they're not going to have like any unique sort of thing to them. Make it so that you have like you know, the chest plate or something like that. Like it takes up like, you know, how much does a chest plate take? It normally takes up, yeah. Have like the item that's green take up like 6 or 8 slots, but have it so that it can hold all of the like the green armor set. Like what we have in Final Fantasy XIV, like, you know, the glamour chest where you have glamour outfits?
Yeah.
Something like that. So then that way it only technically takes up like a little bit of the
If I
like, glamour
remember, I
chest.
think we can get a barbarian as a sidekick in this area. I might be wrong though. I might be mistaking it for something else.
I can't carry it.
Oh, the scythe is fucking massive is why. Okay. Ding. How big is this? Yeah, okay. Or do what they did in Titan Quest and make it so that you get additional stashes on your character when you pass certain chapters. So then that way you have like a tab 1, 2, and 3. I like that in Titan Quest.
Yeah, that was useful.
So... I don't imagine we're going to have much confusion as to where we need to go on this map.
Which is good. Which is good for a start.
Yep, yep, yep. And there's a catapult up there.
Yep. Just keep an eye out for the big bad, too. Act 5 was designed by a significantly more experienced dev team.
Oh, it's ethereal. Never fuck mind.
That was Act 5.
Hi there, Vel.
Good, good. We just
You could have told us we were under-leveled for Diablo.
Were you?
We were, 26. Level 26.
And?
We died several times. Like, we took turns.
Yeah, welcome to Diablo. That's just the Diablo experience.
Maybe Velk isn't a good barometer for, like, difficulty curves and such if you're going through Savage tier raids.
Do you mean Ultimate?
Ultimate, sorry. Why is there a different... Why do they do that? Why do they like, oh, here's Savage, and then here's Ultimate?
Because Savage is hard, Ultimate is rip your balls off.
Joy.
There's a difference.
Alright, I think we're probably getting close to the dude.
Okay, these barbarians are a little dumb.
I mean, they're barbarians. What do you expect?
A little bit of know-how.
If you'd like, we can come back and give you a hand, Val, getting up to past Diablo and stuff.
47?
Well, you do that. I will set up a game.
Oh, apparently Velk will just solo Diablo then. Lucky him.
I didn't say
Oh no, we can go in to help him.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I'm up for going in and helping him out.
Plus extra goodies.
This is true.
Yeah.
We just need to remember not
we can
to
always
die.
head. We can always head back now.
Yeah, you're doing the thing.
We're close to getting the first quest done.
Yeah.
Or at least I think we are. I don't know how close.
So, do the first quest, and I'll set everything up. We'll see how far I can get.
Alright.
I am overburdened.
I was an idiot and actually making an online game.
Alright, Amazingly enough, I'm not getting that much, like, health lost fighting these things.
What?
It's
Your
just-
dude, when you got him, what was your dude's thingo? Velk, was his prayer?
Yeah.
Okay, my dude's also prayer.
Mine,
Oh, you've got HP regen?
Glacial Spike,
Yeah.
Ice Blast, Chilling Armor.
What did you pick up, Grant?
Yashid. That's his, thingamajig.
Oh.
So he doesn't really have an aura.
No, but if they hit him, they take ice damage.
There's a chance for ice retaliation, yeah. Music is kind of bopping, though.
Yeah. Act 5 is very different to Act 4. And it is a little bit of a difficulty spike. Because you're expected to have cleared the game and messed around a little bit.
Okay.
Just an itty bitty one. It's not huge. But yeah, if you're using me as a guide for how hard things are, that's on you at this point. You know what I'm about.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Pain. You live
Yes.
in pain. You play in pain. God damn it, my back is in pain again.
I'm actually
Join
turning
us!
from the chair, I'm sitting on, where's the Tylenol?
If I sit on the ground.
On the floor. Ooh, it usually kinda fixes it. Tony Dancer on the radio goes, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh.
Where are you, Code? I don't. Oh, you're very far
I'm
ahead
on the
of me.
other
And
side.
yeah, and you're missing a catapult and other things.
Well, I was getting the catapults over here. I thought you'd be getting the catapults over there. Found him.
Cool. Let me get to you. Let me get to you. I'm still dealing with like death maulers and nonsense. Between StarCraft and Diablo 2, this was around when Blizzard started to really become a powerhouse. Yeah, I've heard the stories of like the goodwill that Blizzard earned and such like that. We forgive people stealing breast milk out of the office fridge and having a Bill Cosby room.
That didn't happen until far later.
No, the Bill Cosby room happened very early on. Like,
No more Shank. Ooh, great mole.
I'm at the breast milk, but yeah.
Haragith is free of your kind.
no shit. The fuck is with this portal thing here? This looks like a nest.
It was.
Oh.
Right now, my portal's going on it.
Okay, cool. So nothing here.
Why are you trickle dicks all immune to fire?
You're playing in the River of Flames, are you not?
I don't see how that's related.
I wonder how that could be fucking related.
Also, there's a portal up north for the Frigid Field you could go to.
I'll deal with it later. Talk to this guy.
You're an even greater warrior than I expected.
My back.
For underestimating you. I will craft sockets into an item. You'll get the best price for all my wares.
Oh yeah, so he'll add sockets in any weapon. I think it's multiple times, or is it only one?
Only once, but it will be the maximum amount of sockets, so use it wisely because that is hard.
Okay, so you can only do the add sockets once. You're saying fully, like full stop.
Correct.
Okay.
I could put that in my antlers.
I found a 3-socketed shield.
As did Code did as well. Hang on, I need to find
It's a paladin shield though.
Hello.
So did I.
Okay.
Yeah, so here it is, the heraldic shield, 3 slots. all resistances +6. So I might honestly turn that into a 4-slot shield then.
No, it needs to be a normal shield. But you can put, I think
What do you mean? Oh, so like...
Ral or Tal?
Wait, what do you mean a normal shield? It is a normal shield, isn't it?
No, that's a socketed shield.
It has to be an unsocketed shield.
Oh, okay, okay.
But if you've got that one, I think it's Ral or Tal for Ancient's Pledge, which gives you a yes amount of resistances.
Yep, noted, noted, noted.
I think that's it. Please check it before. I don't know rune words.
Please check it before you wreck it.
Yep.
Tap it before you wrap it. Ral or Tal, correct.
Okay. First time for everything.
Thank you, Super Base.
Thank you, Super Base. This is one of those cases I think I'll chalk up to Velk just remembering things that are not important, like his car rego.
No, this is through trauma.
60 strength, 40 dexterity. Okay, how much dexterity? Yeah, okay, I got enough.
Because I thought
I
it
now
was
have
going to be
a perfect emerald.
I thought it was going to be the order that they gave it to you in one of the things, but they didn't. You just have to put it randomly. So I wasted it.
Wait, how come I can't do a normal attack? What? Oh, because I'm in a town.
You're in a town.
That's why.
So
I was worried for
my
a
little
second.
dude, his damage just went up to 101 to 322.
Yeah, that'll do.
All right, do we want to jump in and help Velk?
Yep. All right, let me
Oh, it was good timing. I'm about to fight Diablo.
save and exit. And now we just need to where's so are you in Himbros, is it, or you're somewhere else?
I put the I put it in the chat.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay, join game.
Portal up.
Quickly, just whoop.
Alright, hang on. I need to head from here to Act 4 to the what's-mahoozies, and then...
Imbro's password is password because we are stupid.
Yep. We are very stupid.
We are totally stupid.
Okay.
You've been doing a lot of prep work, I see.
A little.
Alright.
Not even death can save you.
You are over at the River of Flames.
We're fighting Diablo. Oh, that's the lightning hose.
Oh, that's right, you already put down a portal.
Impossible. I can't.
Okay, why can't I... Why can't I use this crossbow?
Because do you have bolts in it?
Oh.
Whoa!
And now I can do normal attack. Okay. Okay, this fight is made easier by the fact I have a crossbow.
And also, you're not getting shot by the lightning hose.
Yeah.
I can just walk out.
Just making sure I can help you out.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, I don't have to be here. Never mind.
Yeah, this is going a lot better than last time. Now that I can use the crossbow that Velk got me.
It's a good crossbow.
It is. There we go.
Bitchin'. Hey, Code.
Yeah. That's necromancers, but I could use that on my necromancer.
Yeah.
Grab.
Enjoy.
I am overburdened.
Oh, sorry.
And then talk to Deckard.
Yes.
Alrighty, so
Oh, that was gay.
Scythe does that. Bitterwood. Ah, plus 2D. And then
Also, I completely forgot to switch back over for everyone to see. I'm sorry, guys.
somehow you managed to roll no uniques or sets between a P2 Quest Diablo and a P3 Quest Diablo.
Yep.
What's a P2
Yeah.
and a P3? Oh,
Two
three
player
player.
and
Yeah.
two player. And Grant, if you want, take a look at that.
Oh, is this the yep. Okay, hang on. So going from alright, Dunk
What's going on my
39
necromancer?
with a slightly lower percent chance of damage, doing much higher smite damage. It does no additional like pluses to skills. I'm gonna be real, I still like my shield. Although it does do
The resists are disgustingly good.
plus 48, plus 53, plus 53, plus 53. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. If I could have like a one-handed like throwing thing, then I would probably have this shield as the secondary to swap to. So meanwhile, Demon Clasp does like has like a thing where it's like, oh yeah, just, you know, retaliate with Nova when you're struck.
Alright, I am in P5 now.
Yay!
Yay!
What I really should look for is all of Olda's rhythm. Olda's gear.
Olda?
So Olda is the mace, the Stony Gaze, the breastplate, and the leggings, which gives me 3 to druid skills.
Am I good for picking up the items on the ground and selling them?
If you want them, take them.
Back at Hogarth. So you've just got to do the quest to do the thingos, don't you?
Yep.
Have you talked to him about that?
Yep. Although you don't even need to talk to him, you can just do it.
Okay.
I'll start making my way up.
Start making his way downtown. Walk in fast.
I'm gonna keep the Demon Class because
Well,
I
I
like
do
that
have 50%
retaliation
movement
hit.
speed.
Doodle-doodle-doo,
So that song is on like 2 times speed for me.
Alrighty then. Ding. Trade. Get rid of this spirit mask thing. Oh, I can put the flawed emerald in my inventory, actually. Donk. Bam. There we go. So yeah, I might stick to the commitment of calling it here, like I told Code earlier.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Yeah, because one, do a little bit of leveling, and then two, like just not have my back like hurting me in this bucket chair.
Yeah.
So,
Understandable.
as much as I would love to just like swap over to a different game or continue grinding in this one, it's like, you know, my body just...
I mean, we've gone for 3.5 hours, so I mean, we've done well. We've gotten through hell. We're here now.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
Yeah.
Grant, with your permission, may I suggest something for offline leveling?
If it's something from Acts 1 through 4, color me curious. If it's something for Act 5, it's not the one thing he it's not that one thing he hasn't
It's not that one thing he hasn't seen.
What one thing I haven't seen? What?
I don't know.
Oh, no, we can't unlock that just yet because it's expansion, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And we need to beat the expansion for that.
All right, I will like...
We are aware.
All right, yeah, because this... So that one... No, don't tell me any further, Super Base, because... But yeah,
Thank you for asking, though.
Yeah, thank you. Because yeah, Velkin Code are like my Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 experts. So
let's not go Diablo 3 experts.
well, we're going to be going through Diablo 3 when we're done with Diablo 2, aren't we?
Sure, but I'm not an expert on that.
But you've played it before, right?
Yeah.
So then there you go. You're an
finished it.
expert. There you go. See? He's an expert. He's finished it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it on release, so... Ugh.
So yeah. All right. That is going to be it for me. Ooh, you can... And we can show the legacy for like the search for ball and shit. But yeah, that is going to be it for me today. I am going to have a... I can't have it be a nap, because if I make it a nap, it's going to cause problems to my back even further. So
yeah,
I will need to have a little thing.
I think I know who we should raid into.
gotta-
Dazzy is doing their 7K followers 24-hour stream.
Ooh, okay. Do we want to raid into Dazarus then?
I think we raid into Dazzy.
Alrighty then. Chat, if you are not aware, Dazarus is the king of kobolds, as he calls himself. Hopefully I'm spelling that correctly. Where are they? 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 There they are. Hopefully I'm typing in that name correctly. Yes, I am.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good breastplate.
That's cool. That's cool.
I now have a pet.
All right. What is the raid message we'll do?
Oh, Castle. Ooh. Well, mine's gonna be Tommy Raid, where he here to feed the kobold.
All right. I will go with Himbo Raid. Here to
Here to do things and you know.
I'll go with
stuff.
Himbo Raid, here to pump up the kobold.
Yeah.
There we go. And if you are not subscribed, here's the message without it. But yeah, otherwise,
Yep.
I want to say, Velk, thank you for dropping in at the start of the stream and at the end of the stream. I'm glad we were able to get through Diablo twice. Kind of crazy that we didn't get any of the set gear, like Superboss mentioned earlier. It's like, oh yeah, we did it with 2-player, nothing. We did it with 3-player, nothing. So
yeah,
we'll work on it a little later. I think maybe during the week, all three of us should get together and do a little bit of level grinding off stream.
Hopefully so. I am very thankful that I do not have to go to work tomorrow or Tuesday, because they had me work Saturday shift like twice.
Yeah.
And yeah. All right. Let me get the start raid thingy-majiggy going, because I'm ready to raid into. I will be back online Monday evening usually. As that's normally like my collaborative stream with Blue, Foxy, and Icy. If you're not aware of who they are, they're pretty fun. Code, when's the next time you will be streaming?
I'll be on Tuesday, and I'm starting to run out of time, so I'm gonna need to raid out. We're gonna need to raid out.
Oh no, we're going to raid out. Okay, we're gonna raid out with Code the Yoshi right now.
Bye.
Bye. Hang on. Where's the button? There's the button. Why is it not? There we go. Bye.